Winners of 4 consecutive games over the course of 2 doubleheaders, the Newport Gulls return to action tonight here at Cardines Field against the Southern Division foe, the North Adams SteepleCats. North Adams took the last meeting between these two teams at Joe Wolf Field in North Adams, Massachusetts. But tonight, the season series comes to an end. The Newport Gulls in a must-win contest here against North Adams, as they now are just a half a game up on the Pittsfield Dukes, who have 5 games remaining here in the regular season. The 5th and final game they played against Newport here at Cardines Field on Thursday night. Newport just has 2 games left. Both games are must-win games for the Newport Gulls. One of those games here tonight, Newport versus North Adams, an outstanding baseball contest coming your way next. Don't miss it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Coming up, our pregame show on Volunteer Appreciation Night. I'm Nick Leamer at Cardines Field. The pregame show begins next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Justin DeSantis back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network with the Gulls Eye View as part of our Newport Gulls pregame show here with Robert Capilupo of our Newport Gulls staff. Robert, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, Justin. How are you?
I'm doing great right now, especially with some of our entertainment. So why don't you tell us what your role is right now with the Newport Gulls?
Well, my role here at the Gulls is the announcer of the promotions here at wonderful Cardines Stadium.
And we see you on field in between innings doing a lot of the events. And what's your favorite event to kind of announce?
My favorite event to announce is probably the Marriott Throw Strike.
Now, why is that?
I don't know, because I get to get really up close and in person with my contestant.
Now, there's been some times where you and I believe it's your father who comes out there with you, and you guys have some pretty good jokes that you announce over the loudspeaker. Where do you get those?
We write most of them ourselves. I wouldn't really call them good jokes, but they get a laugh sometimes.
Yeah. So, do you have any relationship with any of the players on the team?
Not family-wise, but I know them. Hey, what's up? How's it going, guys? Yeah, cool.
These are all your brothers, right, for the summer?
Yeah, I guess.
So, how old are you, Robert?
I'm 11 years old.
And where are you from? And going to school and everything?
I'm from Easton, Massachusetts, and I go to school at Easton Junior High.
Do you want to be a Newport Gull someday and play for the Newport Gulls?
I guess, yeah, hopefully.
Do you want to maybe become a game show host or something along those lines? What are you looking to do with your life?
Maybe be like a play-by-play announcer or a sports agent.
I wanted to be a play-by-play announcer. Nick Lima, you work with some good people in that way.
Yeah.
So we're coming down the stretch here, only a couple games left. How do you feel about the playoffs?
I think the Gulls are going to do exceptionally well in the playoffs. I think we'll pull through it, make it to the championship, and win it all.
That's what I like to hear. Robert, thank you for joining us on Volunteer Appreciation Night on the Newport Gulls pregame show. This was the Gulls Eye View. Stay with us after this for more on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field as the Newport Gulls pregame show continues. Nick Lima joined by Newport Gulls manager Mike Coons. Mike, how are you?
Good, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. The Newport Gulls have now won 4 consecutive games and 8 of their last 9, doing everything they need to do here in the season. Talked to you yesterday in the pregame show, talked about how Pittsfield might have to lose a couple of games in order for the Newport Gulls to have a shot at first place. You said, well, you don't like to leave your destiny in the hands of other teams. Right now, it's all in the Newport Gulls' hands. All that Newport has to do is win the next 2 games, and they should have first place locked up here in the NECBL South. Game 1 tonight against North Adams. Game 2 will be against Pittsfield on Thursday.
Well, another thing, Nick, I don't really like to talk about that stuff until it's done and over with as far as wins go. We're going to show up and play hard, and hopefully we'll come out on the top. This is a good North Adams team. They've beaten us once up there, 5-0. They're number one starter. Boyce threw the ball very well, and we're going to have to reckon with him again. So, who knows what's going to happen. They're hungry. They want to get in. They're not in yet. So it's a little bit different. Our guys know we're in. The other team's fighting to get in. So hopefully we can keep our guys focused and keep them fired up and get another W at tonight.
Well, the Gulls did drop that last decision to North Adams, 5-0 at Joel Field. Newport is 4-1 against the SteepleCats this season. 2 wins here at Cardines Field. Overall, the Gulls have the best record at home in the Southern Division, 14-5 home record.
Yeah, but it makes up for it in the other side. We're like 3-9, I think it is. We didn't play very well against the Northern Division teams. Other than at the time, Keene was in first place, and we beat them twice. So and beat Lowell once. Everybody else spanked us pretty good. So you just never know. In a 2-game series, a home-and-home thing, you try to at least split with them and at least win at home. But we didn't do that this year.
So it's SteepleCats team, as you mentioned, has the ability to defeat just about any team in this league, just about like any team does. But North Adams particularly hungry right now in that playoff race. They need a win in order to solidify their playoff hopes. Right now in third place in the ACBL Southern Division. Now, should the Newport Gulls take first place, of course, Newport would have to play the fourth place team. We don't know who that could be yet. It could be Manchester. It could even be Torrington. They're still in the hunt right now. Really, it's up for grabs up and down in the ACBL Southern Division.
Yeah, looks like it's right now is a little bit of Manchester, but Manchester can come hunt you down in a hurry too. They're not ones that are going to fall apart either. So all the way down, I was told one time, as far as personnel goes, the personnel on your team over a long series of games, whoever has the better personnel is going to win. If you're playing over a long period of time, this stands true. But if you're playing in a short period of time, maybe a 2-game series, sometimes it doesn't. A 3-game series, you never know. Flukes can happen. If you get your number one gets in there and then you start hitting, it just gets contagious and everybody just starts jumping on the wagon and go. But usually, overall, the better talent and personnel is going to win out throughout the summer, and you're going to be the cream rises to the top, as so they say.
One thing you always tell the Newport Gulls team as a whole is to try and win the season series against their teams in the Southern Division. 4-2, even to split the season series is beneficial. Newport will hope for a split against Pittsfield on Thursday, but last night here at Cardines Field, they earned a 5-1 season series victory over the Manchester Silkworms and rode to a 6-3 win in Game 2 of that day-night split doubleheader.
Yeah, that was we played very well. We got to their guy pretty quick, and Tommy Costigan threw the ball very well and did a good job. So we were very happy with that one, and the one before that with Reed pitching, he threw the ball very well too. So right now we want our starting pitchers to go deep in the game. We need to have that. If you're going to win now, we've had some pitchers go home. We've had some injuries. We've got Jared Prince that's hurting right now, and he was going to go either probably game 2 or game 3 of the series, and right now he may not be in there, but you try to get your starting pitchers to get outs, get that first guy out, and then work from there. But it all keys on hopefully you don't have your starting pitcher blow up and you can compete and stay in the game.
Last night we saw Mike Tamsen get ejected for arguing balls and strikes at the plate, but from our perspective in the press box, it didn't seem like he did much to warrant an ejection. Do you think that the umpire overreacted in that case?
The umpire had issued a warning to us. There were some pitches called to Mike. I said a few things from the dugout. The umpire went ahead and started yelling at me in the dugout, and then finally he issued a warning and stops play, takes his little book out, writes in it that he's given me a warning. Then I think the next pitch or two were questionable to Mike, and Mike ran his mouth, and that's when the guy threw me. Mike didn't cuss him or anything. He just, that's terrible. And next thing you know, he threw him out because he had already issued a warning to us, and so Mike was the recipient of that one, and he's got to stay out tonight, so he doesn't play tonight.
So Mike will be serving the one-game suspension here today, but who knows? That actually could be helpful for him in his side chase here against the all-time NECBL batting average, which is 429. He's sitting about 421, 422 right now. I did some of the calculations. If he starts the game against Pittsfield on Thursday, if he has a 2 for 3, a 3 for 4, or even a 3 for 5 performance in that game, he will have the record to himself.
Yeah. Well, like I say, good luck to him. If that's something that would be in the record books, and he would have that forever and a day until somebody else breaks it. But we're not sitting him out to protect him or anything like that. Believe me, I want him in the lineup every day, and I want him swinging the bat.
Now, should he get that 2 for 3 performance and have that record, will he stay in the game for a fourth at bat, or the goal is always, of course, to win the game?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No. He's going to be right in there unless he comes to me and says, "Coach, I want out," and then I'd probably call him a name or two. But no, he's got to stay in there and swing the bat. Yeah, I wouldn't yank him out. And he's the type of kid that wouldn't want to come out. He'd want to get that next hit. He'd want to get his average even higher. So, no, that isn't even a thought for me, and I don't think it's a thought for Mike either.
Some other individual and team records at Newport Gulls, the chaser right now. Alex Gregory is only 3 runs batted in away from tying the all-time RBI record of 41. He has 38 right now, and as a team, the Newport Gulls offensively at 284 team batting average, right at the league record, have a potential to increase that a little bit in the next couple of games. And also, the pitching staff is just about 12 strikeouts away from tying or actually, in fact, beating the league record for strikeouts in the season. So that says a lot to how this team has performed offensively and on the mound this season.
Yeah, those stats are all great and everything, but, the W's are what we want right now. We don't want anything to distract our players. And like I said, the stats are good, and everybody looks at stats, and players look at stats, but right now the W's are the important thing for us. We want to continue putting those on the board and doing those consistently and winning and hopefully, get to the next playoff level and the next one and the next one and go from there and bring a championship home to Newport again.
And finally, Coach, Greg Holly gets to start tonight for the Newport Gulls.
Yeah, Greg threw the ball very well at Manchester. He's been up and down a little bit. He's had a couple good outings, and then he's struggled a little bit. But, like I said, I'm looking for somebody to step up, another starter. We got Reed, and Brownie has stepped up very well, and we need another guy, either Arnold or Morin or Costigan or Holly or that other guy to be in that third rotation role.
All right, Mike Coombs, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck in tonight's series finale against North Adams.
All right, thanks, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Mike Coombs. Newport Gulls baseball is next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field, live on Volunteer Appreciation Night, a very special night here at Cardines Field. The grounds crew being honored right now. We'll be down on the field in just a moment. Nick Lima joined by Chad Cooper here in the ACBL Broadcast Network as the Newport Gulls will take on the North Adams SteepleCats. We'll have our normal pregame show coming up in a few minutes, but first we're going to cover some of the festivities down the field. Chad Cooper will take things over for us as I'll head down to the field to make sure our broadcast crew makes it down there to be honored as well. And Chad, we'll leave it to you to bring our fans to home, the Volunteer Appreciation Night festivities.
Well, thank you, Nick, as it is a wonderful evening here at Newport, and you really can't much of a better event than this. So let's turn it down to the field microphone in order to make sure that all of the festivities get caught.
Thank you, Matthew. Anthony Gear. Thank you, Anthony. And our 2 co-captains and leaders, Dennis Houck. And our chief of our grounds crew, Chris Green. that rock, Dennis. Thank you. That's our ground crew, folks. I may not be able to get all these interns here, but our intern program with the Newport Gulls has grown. We have interns from different universities and colleges all over the country. Today, they happen to have to work at the gates while we're doing this, but I want to just acknowledge them because they do an outstanding job for us. Not only what you see them do here in the field, they're in my office every day, doing whatever we need to get done for the Newport Gulls. We really appreciate their efforts. Matthew Generelli, he's over at this gate. Nice job, Matthew. Mike Del Rose. Is Michael here? There's Michael, and he's responsible for our ticket booth scheduling as well. Ashley Irons isn't in attendance tonight. Jenny Ozick. Where's Jenny? There she is. Jenny, come over here and get something from us. Jenny goes to Daniel Webster College. Matthew goes to Southern New Hampshire University. Mike Del Rose goes to Salvador Regina University. Jesse Mills, who's not in attendance, he's on vacation tonight, he goes to George Washington University. And their leader, fearless leader, is our BJ Pavanka. Thank you, BJ. BJ started as an intern with us, and he's graduating now to be the boss. Attaboy, BJ. Next, we started a security team this year to add a little bit more security around the field for certain things. And we do have one of our members of our security team, Justin Woodward. Come on, Justin. He's a basketball player at Salvador Regina University who's going to be a senior. Justin, thank you so much. The rest of the security team, David Womley's in New Zealand today. Joe DeSantis is not in. Tom Gemp is not here. And Dylan Sharek is not in. Light security team. We're going to go over to our souvenir stand, headed by Janice Sullivan, who's also a host mom. She does a number of other things for the Newport Gulls, but we're going to start with her team. Lauren Molesky. Racing. Lynn Lombardi, who's not here tonight. Judy Flynn, who's not here tonight. Lauren Pava, who's not here tonight. But we have Cameron Sullivan here. Come on, Cameron. And we do have our ringleader. I say her for last because she's a special person for the Newport Gulls. She does so many things for us. But she spends her winters on the internet searching for new things to sell in that souvenir booth down there. She is a co-chair of our hot stove during the winter. She does a lot of things for us. She's also a host mom. She deserves a big applause, folks. That's Janice Sullivan. And Janice, that's why we save the best for last. Now we have our gate staff. We have Chuck Reiner, one of our trainers. They represent University of Orthopedics. I'll tell you a little quick thing about our trainers here. Whenever our players have an injury, have a bruise, or anything they need attention, it could not even be an injury, maybe they have a fever. Our staff takes care of these kids like their own. Every single day I get a report from our trainer. He tells us what's new with the kids today. and what's going on with them. They're really dedicated to your health, folks. They do an outstanding job for us, and we're grateful. Led by Norm Provost. Come on, Norman.
Chad Cooper back with you here at Cardines Field. You are viewing Newport Gulls Volunteer Appreciation Night here at Cardines Field. Now back to the field for the festivities.
I'd like to introduce a special person for the Newport Gulls. He's our voice. Our voice of the Newport Gulls is Mr. Don O'Hanley. He's been with us now since the beginning of the Newport Gulls. We thank you so much, Donnie. You are our voice.
Thank you, Chuck, and it's nice to be able to talk back to the chief.
Another gentleman I'd like to introduce is Al. Al has been running our scoreboard operator since 2001 when we moved here. He has not missed too many games, folks, maybe 2 in 8 years. Thank you so much, Al. Now I'd like to introduce our sound guy. Our sound guy is a captain in the Navy. He's leaving the War College on Friday. He's getting shipped back to be a captain of his ship again. So we'd like to thank him while he's here as part of the military and the sound of the Gulls. Come on, Jeff Cronin. Captain Cronin. Our official scorer and our publicist does all our press releases, all the score operations. Our man is Shane Donaldson. Come on, Shane. Shane has added another dimension to our program. We're grateful. Our 2 entertainers every night. Tenny and Robert Capalupo, father and son act. The best in baseball anywhere. Look at him. He said he can't prove it's his son. You know, Robert started with us when he was 7 years old. Now he's 11. He's grown up. He's 11. Sue Wing, our Director of Game Day Operations. She's also a host mom. She's also the co-chair of our hot stove event with Janice. Thank you, Sue. And Christine Hendrickson, who's our Public Relations Director, Game Day Operations Director, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is her 7th year. Unbelievable, Christine. Thank you so much. Big part of our family, folks. I said Gully for last. Everybody knows Gully, but no one knows who's Gully. Tonight you get to see Gully. Here you go, Jill. She is Gully. And now our ticket booth staff. Jerry Espinola. He happens to be my father-in-law, folks. Be nice. And Betty Espinola, the other half. And Betty's been with us and Jerry, by the way, since 2001 in a number of different roles, but they've really been a big help in the ticket booth. Judy Tucker, first year with us in the ticket booth, has done an outstanding job, folks. Now we're going to go off to our broadcast crew. All of our games are broadcast live over the internet. You can see every one of these games here at Cardines Field, wherever you are in the world. Our broadcast is the most watched in summer college baseball, folks, because of these guys right here. It's not a standard operation. It's not one camera behind home plate. They've got 6 cameras. They have a production room down below here where they go to different cameras. They have graphics. Unbelievable technology that goes into what these gentlemen do every day. We are so grateful for all their putting us out there in front of the world. It is because of these guys right here. First, I'd like to introduce some of the broadcast crew. Is Steve Walski, not here. Kurt Bittler. Thank you so much. Johnny Rentola. BP pitcher as well. You do it all. Justin DeSantis. And folks, the last two are the Lima brothers, who are the broadcast kings of this operation. They started out as high school students with this program. Tommy just graduated from high school this year, and he's the president of the group. Come on, Tom. He's a gentleman who doesn't get to sit and watch games. He has to sit down there in the production booth. Thank you so much, Tom. And their chief, and our king, Nick Lima, folks. The voice of the Gulls. Nick, you brought us to another level. Thank you so much. You keep raising the bar for us. Thank you. I have another special guest I'd like to introduce, or thank, is our team photographer, who takes about 4,000 pictures every summer. She makes albums for all the kids, and so all the photos that you see related to this operation come from her. She happens to be my wife as well. Her name is Melissa Pava. She's also a host mom, and she has to put up with me. These are my 2 partners with the Gulls, Greg Fader and Chris Patos. Let's give them a hand. We have 2 other partners who help in so many ways. Ron Westmoreland, we should acknowledge this evening, and Mark Horn. So let's give them a big hand. Folks, this is the guts of the operation. This is what makes this whole organization what it is today. We thank you so much for all your hard work, gang. Thank you. Let's give them all a big hand, folks. Oh, yeah. And in the booth tonight is Chuck and Linda Renault. They have been with us for about 5 years in a number of different capacities. They're here for us every summer. Let's give Chuck and Linda a hand while they're down there collecting tickets.
Yeah, and Chad Cooper back here with you at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, where wrapping up Volunteer Appreciation Day celebrations here at Cardines Field, a wonderful event and a fantastic idea from the Newport Gulls, and something that probably every team in the NECBL should do at some point, is have an event where you can recognize your volunteers on the field for all of their efforts throughout the course of the season. And now we turn it back over to one of the honorees for the night, the man, the myth, the legend, the Nick Lima.
Thank you very much, Chad. Always great to be down there on the field and honored in front of the fans here at Cardines Field. Of course, our broadcast crew does a lot of work, as do the entire volunteer staff here. Over 100 staff members. All of them aren't even present here tonight, but you saw a lot of them down there if you're watching live on Team Line on the NCBL Broadcast Network, and we always appreciate the opportunity to be recognized. The pregame show continues in just a couple moments. We'll be back with the starting lineups next. For now, it's Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here to Cardines Field here on Volunteer Appreciation Night, the second to last home game of the season. Tradition here at Cardines Field as the Newport Gulls honor the volunteers that make this entire summer collegiate baseball organization possible and everything that we do here in the City by the Sea. I'm Nick Lima, joined by Chad Cooper of the North Adams SteepleCats and Justin DeSantis here on the NECBL Broadcast Network as we get set for the regular season series finale between these two ball clubs. Newport Gulls lead the season series 4-1. A must-win game here for the Newport Gulls if they hope to take the Southern Division regular season championship from Pittsfield. A half-a-game lead for Newport right now at 24-16 ahead of the Pittsfield Dukes, who are 22-15. North Adams SteepleCats are 5.5 games out of the lead at 18-21 on the season. Chad, a big game tonight for both teams. I can't say anything more.
Hopefully you can say something more over the course of the next 9 innings. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty dry broadcast tonight. But no, it is a huge game for both teams. The SteepleCats still have yet to qualify for the playoffs. That could happen tonight even without a win here in Newport. But the SteepleCats would like to finally get back on the winning track on the road, even though technically the first game of the doubleheader that they played on Sunday was a road game. It was played at Joe Wolf Field. So if you count that, they've won 9 in a row at home, but have lost their last 6 in a row on the road. A complete reversal prior to July 4th, and winning a game on the road is going to be critical because obviously you need to win at least one on the road, especially when you are a lower-seeded team in the playoffs if you want to have a chance of advancing.
We'll be right back in just a moment, give you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game as we continue next here on Volunteer Appreciation Night. It's a very special night in the City by the Sea as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here at Cardines Field with the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First, for the visiting North Adams SteepleCats, here again is Chad Cooper.
And for the SteepleCats, leading it off will be the center fielder John Malloy. Batting second, the designated hitter T.J. Gregg. Johnny Smith, the shortstop, bats third, with Cody Stanley, the catcher, hitting cleanup. Ryan Delgado back in the lineup tonight. He will hit fifth. Derek Shaw at first base, bats sixth. In the seventh spot is the second baseman Greg Van Horn. Hitting eighth is the right fielder Mike Donato. And batting ninth, the left fielder Ryan Seminook, with Tim Norton on the hill for North Adams.
Justin DeSantis has the starting lineup for the Newport Gulls.
Leading off for the Newport Gulls in center field, number 3, Kyle Rode. Batting second, the second baseman, number 5, Taylor Meehan. Mike Melillo will be the designated hitter. He will hit third. Hitting cleanup, Alex Gregory, the first baseman. Number 26, Kyle Conley, will be in left field and hit fifth. Jack Murphy will do the catching and hit sixth. Nick Santamora will play right field, batting seventh. David Cunningham, the third baseman, will follow him at eighth. And rounding out the lineup, Cody Grisham will play shortstop and hit ninth.
Greg Holly gets the start for the Newport Gulls. Tim Norton for the North Adams SteepleCats. Let's take it down to the field for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
An outstanding rendition of the national anthem sung here at Cardines Field on a beautiful night for baseball. Game time temperatures about 82 degrees, a little bit of humidity, some light cloud cover, but mostly sunny skies. A south-southwest wind blows from left to right at 5 to 10 miles per hour. No thunderstorms in the forecast. Should be pretty clear as far as weather is concerned. Umpires for tonight's game, Michael Smith calls balls and strikes behind the plate. Hugh Kenworthy is the base umpire. Newport Gulls come into the game the best record in the Southern Division at home, 14-5. The North Adams SteepleCats 7-13 on the road. Again, the Gulls lead the season series 4-1. Newport Gulls in a must-win game here tonight. The Pittsfield Dukes are in action in a doubleheader today. And at last check, they were trailing the Torrington Twisters 2-0. We'll keep you posted on out-of-town scores throughout this broadcast, as it all matters here in the final week of the 2008 summer season in the NECBL.
I mean, Nick, you mentioned that everybody is, all of these games are so important. What's beautiful about this right now is that 5 teams with 3 games to go, 3 days to go in the NECBL slate, 5 teams in each division are still in play for a playoff spot. Only really Lowell is out of it in the north and Danbury in the south. So that's what makes this such an exciting time of year. And it's partly because the schedule is 42 games. Everything is so important. But really, it is just absolutely fantastic to have this sort of a pennant race down the stretch. We do have one new score update for you from Torrington. In Game 1 of the doubleheader, Pittsfield playing at Torrington. Pittsfield is actually the home team in that game, and they have moved to the bottom of the 6th. So they are batting right now are the Pittsfield Dukes, and they have taken a 3-2 lead over Torrington. So that might put a little bit more pressure on Newport in this contest right now in order to try to be able to move on and keep things going and keep that division lead in the South.
Newport Gulls baseball is next against the North Adams SteepleCats here at Cardines Field. We'll be back. First pitch is next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Greg Holly takes the mound for the Newport Gulls. Holly, Texas Christian University, entering his junior season next year. A right-hander on the mound for Newport, 6'8", 215 pounds, very imposing right-hander, native of Loudonville, New York. A 4.61 ERA in the season. For Holly, he was 1-2 in 6 starts. 27 third innings of work. He's allowed 27 hits, 15 runs, 14 of them earned. He's walked 12, struck out 28. Holly allowed 5 doubles, 2 triples, no homers. Opponents hitting 260 even against him. 3 wild pitches, 2 hit batters, and a balk. For Greg Holly, 6 starts, 6 appearances overall. Will be charged with shutting down the North Adams SteepleCats tonight. His last outing was a solid start against the Manchester Silkworms just a week ago.
Greg Holly deciding to go to Texas Christian, kind of going against, I'm sure, what a lot of people in the New York Capital Region would have liked to have seen, which is him stay at home to play at hometown Siena, which is in Loudonville, New York. So making the decision to go away, play in the WAC instead of the MAC, and he's put together a pretty good season for the Gulls.
Holly throws his last couple of warm-up tosses. It's a humid evening here as the stands are starting to fill in now. About 1,000 fans or so on hand. We had the largest crowd of the season here last night as 2,853 packed Cardines Field. It was the 13th consecutive game above 2,000 fans, which has just absolutely crushed all NECBL records. I believe the previous record had been 6 consecutive night games above 2,000. That was held by the Newport Gulls.
And such a very impressive mark that is. Because, a lot of teams in the NECBL, the attendance has gone up for the league, and that's wonderful to see as people are starting to really recognize the NECBL as one of, if not the top collegiate baseball league in the country. And Newport, of course, as far as attendance goes, along with North Adams and Vermont, tend to lead the way. When North Adams has a big event, they're often up over 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, like for the All-Star game for July 4th. And then, of course, Newport doing it on a consistent basis every night. That helps to lead the way and really increase the profile of the NECBL.
Greg Holly, the righty, toes the rubber as the left-hander steps up. John Malloy for the North Adams SteepleCats comes in at 322, 2 homers, 11 for RBI. Holly looks in on the plate, comes to the windup, a pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. We're underway here at Cardines Field. Or is it called a strike? Yes, it was. A late strike call from home plate umpire Michael Smith. Field umpire is Hugh Kenworthy. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And quickly Malloy is in a hole, 0-2.
Well, already a better start for Newport than the last time as John Malloy homered on the first pitch of the game against Chase Reed.
0-2 delivery. Curveball is just up and away. Malloy didn't offer. Ball and 2 strikes on the SteepleCats center fielder. Can get on. He has some speed on the base pass. Second on the team with 7 stolen bases. The pitch. Lowered away. Ball 2. Peeled down to the field umpire Kenworthy. He didn't offer. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that homer that Malloy hit extended a hitting streak at that time to 16 games. It would go to a league record 18.
Next pitch is low. Now, is that a record all-timer for the season?
That is a record all-time, as it had been established, worked around. And actually, Matt Adams from Pittsfield was challenging that, was at 16 for the SteepleCats, made him go 0 for 4 back on Thursday.
Payoff pitch, swung on, hit in the air to left field. Out goes Conley. Few steps to his left. He makes the catch. And there's one away. John Malloy popping that one to the opposite field. Now I'll say T.J. Gregg also bats on the left side against Holly. SteepleCats just 3-12 this season against left-handed starters, but against righties, they're 15-9. Holly, of course, a right-hander. First pitch is in there, outside ball 1 to T.J. Gregg, the designated hitter, bats .238, no homers, 8 runs batted in. 1-0. Fastball comes inside, ball 2. And Justin DeSantis, we've seen some interesting games last week or so here at Cardines Field, going that double header that Newport swept yesterday.
Yeah, if you're a Newport Gull right now, you're happy. You're only playing 1 game today.
2-0 is fouled to the left.
It's a bit of a relief for you, having played the doubleheader on Saturday, and then, of course, the quasi-doubleheader yesterday, finishing the first game on a very hot day here.
Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases empty. We're just underway here in the first. Actually, we got underway on time for once here on Volunteer Appreciation Night, as the front office opted to start the ceremonies earlier, honoring all the Gulls volunteers down the field. Annual tradition here in this Gulls organization. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded to the right side. Up with it is Meehan. Fires to first in time. 2 away. Defensive alignment for you. Alex Gregory, the first baseman. Taylor Meehan, the second baseman. Cody Grisham at shortstop. At third, it's David Cunningham. The battery, Jack Murphy, catches Greg Holly. Outfield from left to right, Kyle Conley, Kyle Road, and Nick Santamaro. Fly out to left, the 4-3 ground out brings up Jonathan Smith, the shortstop, who comes in at .333, no homers, 9 RBI. Jonathan goes by the name Johnny, as opposed to John Smith, famous member of nation's history. Johnny Smith will bat from the left side. 3 consecutive lefties here to face Holly.
SteepleCats actually start the lineup with 4 straight left-handers and 5 of the first 6.
Pitch. Breaking ball up and away, ball 1. Holly has not fared so well against lefties. They're batting .393 against them coming into the game, 11 for 28. Right-handers only bat .211. Big disparity there. The 1-0 pitch is up and away, ball 2.
And the SteepleCats against right-handers hit .289 as opposed to .210 against lefties. And what's interesting is that number against lefties has actually gone up since July 4th.
2-0 delivery. Fastball up and away, and the count runs to 3-0.
And again, pretty much every number has gone up for the SteepleCats since July 4th, as that was really their breakout point in the season. They were 6-13 entering that game.
3-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. A very delayed strike call by Michael Smith.
And we've seen that twice now. He takes a little bit of time, just makes up his mind.
3-1. Check swing. Did he go? No, we didn't, says Hugh Kenworthy. It's ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Jonathan Smith for the cleanup man and Cody Stanley. Well, Holly doesn't walk many. Only 12 walks in 27-plus innings. A walk issued here to Smith for Stanley, who bats .340. Second on the team in batting average, 3 homers, 20 RBI. 8 doubles, 2 triples on the season. Takes first pitch, and there for a strike. Well, looks like we're going to have some very delayed strike calls all night here because Smith really enjoys taking his time, keeping us in suspense.
Definitely don't anticipate calling one until it's actually done.
From the stretch, Holly, the 0-1. Fastball up and away.
You know, it seems that on a ball call, you can actually hear him say ball very quickly.
We're going to need that 1 second delay after every pitch so we know if it's a ball or a strike.
Checking the run to first, diving in safely is Jonathan Smith. Smith 4 for 6 in stolen bases and attempts this season. Crowd still filling in here, maybe about 1,500 strong now. Should see 2,000 tonight. Second to last game on the schedule. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Up and away, ball 2. So Holly's been a little bit in and out of the zone here.
And just a note for those following this game through the SteepleCats website, if you look at the scrolling text under the scoreboard, we will be bringing you any CBL scoreboard updates as the game goes on, as we get them.
2-1 pitch. Low and inside, and checking the runner at first, but Gregory wasn't covering the bag. They could have had Smith picked off there.
And beautiful block there by Jack Murphy in order to make sure that didn't get to the backstop. Very little foul territory at Cardines Field, so it's taking a risk if you go.
The count's worked at 3-1 on Stanley. Delgado to follow. Holly sets and throws, swing and a miss, strike 2. Chased a high fastball, and the count's worked full.
He does have an overpowering fastball. He's just had trouble locating. He's missing high and away to the 4 left-handers so far. Tried burying a curveball and threw that one in the dirt. If not for the good stop of Murphy, would have gotten away.
Payoff pitch coming. Runner goes. Swung on, foul to the screen. Actually knocks backstop camera a little bit more back into position. It's a little bit out of position. Our director and executive producer Tom Lima will head out and try and fix that in between innings for you if you're watching at home. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Stanley. Gotta give the crew plugs here on Volunteer Appreciation Night. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Swung on, lined by the diving first baseman in right field. Rounding second and Smith. He's going to head to third and be held there as Cody Stanley has a 2-out single. Now put runners at the corners here. Puts Holly in a little bit of a jam.
You know, I know it might be bragging on somebody a little bit, but I will say right here that I think Cody Stanley might be the best fastball hitter in the entire NECBL. I realize that's a lot to say with guys like Mike Tamsin or Matt Adams out there, but he can pick out a fastball and line it like nobody in the league that North Adams has seen this year.
And you could really tell he was sitting on it right there, knowing that Holly hasn't been able to command the zone with a full count and 2 outs. He knew he was getting a fastball there.
Now Delgado stands in from the right side, takes the first pitch fastball, up and away. Oh, 4 strike 1.
I had already wrote it in as a ball. It's going to happen several times. That's why you're doing the game in pencil. Oh, Nick has a pen.
Chad has a computer. He can permanently erase any mistakes he makes. 0-1 pitch. Outside, here's the throw down to third, and it almost went to the outfield. Diving in safely was Smith. They almost had him picked off. Going to second was Stanley. Should be a stolen base.
That is a brilliant move there, though, by Jack Murphy, quickly bluffing the throw to second as the SteepleCats have tried that recently, tried to get the runner between first and second in a rundown and score the runner from third.
Good throw had him at third. Murphy just threw it away, almost.
1-1 the count now, and Delgado. The pitch was outside. Here it comes. It's high, ball 2. 2-1 the count now on Delgado. Comes in, leading the team in batting average at 386. Yet to hit a home run, but has driven in 14. 2-1. Is on the outside corner for strike 2. The count's even.
Well, one thing about Ryan Delgado is he doesn't often chase pitchers' pitches, so he's going to make Holly throw the pitch that he wants to hit.
2 runners in the scoring position, 2 down. No score. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul to the screen. I'll reset and do it again. Outfield's playing a little bit deep here for Delgado.
And shaded well around the opposite way, so if Delgado pulls one down the line, everybody's going to be running for a while.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Holly's pitch. Curve is up and away. Ball 3. The count's worked full. A walk here will bring up Derek Shore and load the bases. Runners at second and third. Greg Holly from the windup. A 3-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive into center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. It'll score 2 runs. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. And the North Adams SteepleCats take a 2-0 lead on a 2 RBI single by Ryan Delgado.
Well, as we said, Delgado often makes a pitcher throw the pitch that he wants to hit. He will not chase after pitchers' pitches, and if he does a good job of spoiling them foul like he did on the 2-2 pitch, forcing Holly to throw the curveball high. And again, knew he was going to get a fastball on 3-2 and just squared it up and lined it out into center field.
Mike Coombs knows how important this ball game is. That brought him right out of the dugout to talk to Holly. Very rare to see Coombs out, and he will stick with his starter here, of course.
I think you made the key point, and it's just that he knew he was getting a fastball. I haven't seen Holly throw a breaking ball for a strike in quite a while, if at all. So these North Adams hitters really know what they're going to get right now. It's either going to be a fastball for a strike or, a breaking ball out of the zone. Really just sit dead red right now until Holly proves he can get that secondary pitches over the plate.
That's the big guy, Derek Shore, from the left side. Swings in the first pitch, lines it foul off the left side. Shore comes in at 294, no homers, 4 runs batted in.
Mentioned a lot of double headers lately for the Gulls. That could come into play right now as the bullpen may be taxed at this point.
Pitch. It's a little bit low. Ball 1.
That's now already 31 pitches for Greg Holly here in the first inning.
Well, Newport has had the benefit of an off day on Sunday.
And some very good starting pitching yesterday.
1-1 pitch. Swung on, hooking foul to the left side. Once again, it's out of play.
Holly should look at continuing to come inside to Shaw. Both pitches he has fouled off have been in on the hands, and while they've been struck hard, he's been behind on the swing on the fastball inside.
Tom Costigan took his start into the 7th inning last night. Robert Morey pitched the 7th and 8th, and Mahoney came out in the 9th to close it. 1-2 pitch is up and away. The count's even. Against Lowell in the day game, Chase Reed went 8 strong innings. Of course, that game had began on July 23rd. He actually only pitched about 6 innings. Matt Quinn came out to close it in the 9th. Fastball outside corner, a called 3rd strike, and the inning comes to an end, but not before the North Adams SteepleCats score twice here in the first inning, where through a half an inning from Cardines Field. North Adams SteepleCats 2, Newport Gulls coming up on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field, 2-0. The Newport Gulls trail the North Adams SteepleCats. SteepleCats pleading a couple of runs in the first inning. Defensively for the SteepleCats, we'll see Tim Norton on the mound. Norton, a right-hander, stands at 6'5", 180 pounds, out of Ramsey, New Jersey. Entering his sophomore season at William and Mary College. 5.66 ERA, 0-3 in 13 appearances this season. None of them starts. Did have a start against Team USA. Chad, what else can you tell us about Tim?
Well, one thing about Tim is he's got some very good stuff, but sometimes has some control issues spotting the fastball. He actually came into the game against Newport on Thursday and on Friday, and wound up actually walking the bases loaded before Greg Robinson was able to work out of the jam with back-to-back strikeouts of Mike Tamsin and Alex Gregory.
Newport Gulls have been the benefactor of a lot of walks issued as of late. So a season high 15 walks issued to Newport by Lowell yesterday. The pitch comes inside low, ball 1. I believe Manchester's issued the Gulls another 12 walks in the nightcap of that doubleheader.
We'll see if coming out with a lead now for Tim Norton actually gives him a little bit of confidence and settles him down a little bit.
1-0. Fastball is missing inside, ball 2 to Kyle Road. It's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Again, that late strike call from Michael Smith fools us all. Well, at least me. 1-1. Comes inside for ball 2. I'm going to have to change my entire play-by-play style here. Let's see if we can try something differently, folks. Norton from the windup. The 2-1 pitch to the plate is swung on, chopped foul, third base side. Look out, Scott Virgilak. He hops out of the way. Counts even at 2-2 on Road.
Reminiscent of Major League umpire Tim McClellan, who does the exact same thing and has got many angry glare from many hitters in the majors.
From the windup, Norton, the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, lifted in the air to the right side and out of play. It's going to land beyond the seats. Kyle Road has seen his average climb to 281. 1 homer, 2 homers, 12 RBI, 5 doubles, a triple on the season. He's now tied for second in the league for stolen bases, 17 for 17 if he can get on. And he's been in that leadoff spot fairly consistently for Newport as of late in the last 3 weeks in July. 2-2 breaking ball comes inside, missing ball 3. Taylor Meehan to follow.
And if Rode can get on, he's got a good chance at catching Kevin Nieto, who's out for the rest of the season for Vermont with a pulled hamstring.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4 is low and inside. A walk issued to Kyle Rode. And again, the Newport Gulls, who saw 27 walks issued to them yesterday. Very patient team at the plate. Get a walk here for Rode, and the tying run comes to the plate and Taylor Meehan.
As we said, a lot of walks can be issued by Tim Norton. That's now his 25th walk of the season in 20 2/3 innings.
25 walks or 16 strikeouts. He can be wild. 5 wild pitches. He's hit 5 batters in the season. Opponent's hitting .306 off of Norton. Now Taylor Meehan bats on the left side. Rode takes off. Here's the throw to second. Way too late. Bounces away. And Kyle Rode picks up his 18th stolen base of the season.
Stole that one rather easily off Cody Stanley behind the plate. Throw was down in the dirt. Shortstop Johnny Smith was not able to pick it up, but Rode would have had the base stolen anyway. Got a great jump over at first. Norton had not checked in yet in this at bat.
2-0 the count on Meehan. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low and away. Ball 3. Taylor Meehan at .279. Yet to hit a home run. 12 runs batted in, however. 5 doubles.
I think that stolen base came more off Norton than on Stanley.
3-0 pitch is low and away. Ball 4. Meehan walked on 4 pitches. Back-to-back walks issued by Norton here.
And Chad, I feel like we've been here before.
You know what? We have. Take it 4 hours away to the northwest and make it the 7th inning instead of the 1st, and this is exactly where we have been.
Joe Wolf Field instead of Cardines, and it's the exact same situation, back-to-back walks.
With the stolen base, for the moment, Kyle Rode will have second in the league, all to himself, ahead of Shivas Shima and Adam Domino. And Jaron Matthews are now both tied for 3rd place. Runners at first and second here. The pitch to Melillo is outside. Ball 1. Melillo, the DH in this ball game. Mike Tamsen not in the lineup tonight. He's serving a 1-game suspension, being ejected last night on a balls and strikes argument at home plate. That really was kind of a lighthearted argument, but home plate umpire in that ball game did not give Tamsen much leeway as ball 2 misses outside, and quickly we'll see a mound visit.
Jeff Verplank makes all of his own visits to the hill, and he will go out there and have a word with Tim Norton.
So 1 more stolen base, and Kyle Rode can tie for Nieto for the league lead. 2 more, he can take the league lead. And Rode, somebody who began the season, only a couple stolen bases in the month of July, has picked up more than a dozen here in July, actually, a couple of stolen bases in the month of June. Gulls not a running team at all. They've been more aggressive this last week. The 2-0 pitch. Low and away for strike 1. I could have fit a Mack truck in that sentence there by the time he actually announced it was strike 1. Mike Melillo stands in. The 2-1 pitch coming from Norton. Swing on and grounded to the second baseman. Up with it, Van Horn, and bobbles it. Throws to first in time to get Melillo. Well, no error there. You can't assume a double play, but it could have been 2.
That's exactly what the SteepleCats were playing for on that one. As that's really, what the SteepleCats wanted. They could have gotten 2 outs on that one, even though there would have still been a runner on third. Could have gotten out of the inning with nothing across. As you have a final now from Torrington. Pittsfield holds on to win game 1 of that doubleheader, 3-2.
Pitch, fastball is in there for a called strike on Alex Gregory. Gregory, the NACBL leader in home runs with 8 and RBIs with 38, just 3 shy of the league record. An RBI opportunity here. Runners at second and third. A 2-0 ball game in the first. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Running third is Road. He will score. Maine comes up behind him, and the throw to the plate is done in time. Gets away. Alex Gregory will hold up at second, and the Newport Gulls have tied it up here in the first, and a 2 RBI single by Alex Gregory. He advances to second on the throw. We're notched at 2. It's a new ball game here in the first.
Yeah, Gregory didn't exactly drive that ball, but got just enough of it, hit it right back up the box, found a hole in the infield, and a great slide by Taylor Meehan coming into home. Saw that the throw was high, that the catcher had to go up to get it, and while he did drop it anyway, Meehan very smartly went down into the head-first slide, so Stanley really had no chance of tagging him, making that a much easier play than it looked like it was going to be after the throw left the center fielder's hand.
RBI number 39 and number 40 for Gregory on the season, and now he's one shy of the all-time NACBL record. And Kyle Conley, who is tied for second in the league with 35 RBI, stands in, takes the first pitch inside ball 1. Was Matt Adams of Pittsfield with a solo home run in the bottom of the 6th to win it at Fusenich Park for the Dukes. Yeah, game 1 of their doubleheader against Torrington. So for the moment, we're all tied up between Newport and Pittsfield for the Southern Division lead. Gulls just taking that half-game lead yesterday as they swept the doubleheader, and Pittsfield lost their doubleheader. Both doubleheaders were split. Twin Bills as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
And that helps the SteepleCats as now it lowers their magic number to 1 to clinch their 7th playoff spot in 7 years in the NECBL.
1 ball, 1 strike the count, 1 out, a runner at second, 2 runs in for Newport, who've tied it at 2-2. Still here in the first. Norton sets, kicks, throws. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Conley out in front of that off-speed pitch. Kyle has really been an offensive leader for Newport here in the month of July. All 7 of his home runs have come in the last 3.5 weeks. 35 runs batted in, 31 of those have come in July. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul, tip to the backstop. Caroms into the on-deck circle and just does stay alive.
Conley had a home run against the SteepleCats 13 days ago back on July 16th. That really broke the game open in the 4th inning. It was 2-1 North Adams at the time. His 3-run homer made it 4-2 and led the Gulls to an eventual 10-4 win.
Go-ahead run at second. The form of Alex Gregory, who drove in 2 runs. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Kyle Conley retreats to the dugout. And Jack Murphy will get an opportunity here with 2 down. Jack Murphy has seen his average climb to second on the team as Mike Melillo struggled at the plate somewhat. Murphy now batting .333. 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. Tied for a second on the team with several players for the Gulls with 9 doubles. It's the second highest slugging percentage at .564. Very effective with runners on. Pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Shadows now creep up towards the pitcher's mound. Still a very humid night here, but overall a nice evening. Warm temperatures, partly cloudy skies, still under some sunshine. 2-0 pitch. Comes inside, misses ball 3. It should be ball 2. Or is it ball 3? I've lost count now, as the scoreboard just flashed 3 different numbers.
I believe it's 2.
It should be 2. Tim Norton's taking his time here with Gregory at second. 2-0 delivery. Fastball is up and away. And now the count will be 3-0.
Murphy, one of 4 Gulls who has 6 RBI against the SteepleCats this season. Alex Gregory, Kyle Conley, and Mike Melillo, the other 3.
Murphy batting .327 against right-handers. 3-0 pitch comes on the inside, ball 4. So the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Tim Norton, puts runners at first and second. And that go-ahead run remains at second base in the form of Alex Gregory. Jack Murphy now stands in at first for Nick Santamaro. Sedamaro seeing his average drop below 300 for the first time this season. Batting .289. 3 homers, 16 RBI. Takes the first pitch up and away, ball 1.
Well, it's a lot of pitches also thrown by Tim Norton for the SteepleCats here in the first inning. The Cats do have the luxury of having had the off day yesterday and only having used one reliever in the doubleheader on Sunday.
From the stretch, Norton, the 1-0 delivery. Fastball is on the outside corner for strike 1 that counts even.
I believe that was the 25th pitch of the night for Tim Norton, if I'm correct. 28.
1-1. Up and away, ball 2. Sedamaro has 9 doubles in the season. Scored 20 runs. I'd like to drive in the go-ahead run here. The Gulls their first lead. The 2-1 delivery is up and away, ball 3. Gulls fans, we want to know how we're doing here on the NCBL Broadcast Network. Send us an email, broadcast@newportgulls.com. That's broadcast@newportgulls.com. All your comments, suggestions, and feedback. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 is up and away. Back-to-back walks here. The 4th walk of the inning by Tim Norton. And the bases are loaded for David Cunningham. Cunningham 0 for 1 with the bases loaded this season. Bats here with Gregory at third, Murphy at second, Sedamaro at first. Gregory, 90 feet away, is the go-ahead run. Cunningham, limited playing time this season since joining the team late. Starting his 11th game, he's appeared in 15 now, bats .229. No homers, 1 run batted in. It came last night in Game 2 against Manchester. Gulls 6-3 win over the Silkworms. First pitch to him. Swing a ground ball, bounce to third, up with it, Delgado. Throws across to first, in time for the out that retires the side. Newport Gulls leave him loaded here in the first, but they get the tying runs across, and after 1 inning from Cardines Field, Newport Gulls 2, Northampton SteepleCats 2 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Greg Holly comes out for a second inning of work. He allowed 2 runs in the first, but his offense came right back to play 2 runs in the last of the inning, so we're notched at 2. As we go to the second inning, it'll be bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9, and Gregory Van Horn, Mike Donato, and Ryan Semenuk. Greg Van Horn comes in batting .262, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in, the second baseman for North Adams. Bat here in a tied ball game.
Second inning for the North Adams SteepleCats, the second baseman, number
Greg
7,
Holly making his 7th start of the season. He's 1-2, a 4.61 ERA.
Brookdale Community College.
He's had some struggles this season in a couple of his starts, but been solid, particularly in his last start against Manchester. His first pitch to Van Horn is a fastball, missing low and inside for ball 1. Well, looks like we're going to have another near sellout here tonight. Not quite as many fans as last night as the 0-1 pitch is lined into left field, but Kyle Conley has the room in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. The second inning begins the same way as the first did, the fly out to left. 1 away from Mike Donato, right fielder for North Adams at 198, a homer, 13 RBI. Donato takes the first pitch fastball on the inside corner for a called strike.
Long first innings for both pitchers. We'll see how they settle down here in the second.
The 0-1. Swing and a foul tip to the backstop. 0-2 quickly on Donato. Northampton SteepleCats, the better than their record indicates. 262 team batting average is good for 5th in the NECBL. Comes the 0-2 from Holly. Swing on ground ball, right side, and off the glove of the first baseman Gregory. He won't be able to get it. Gregory's going to his right. It would have been a tough play to make. We're going to wait on the official score. It's going to be an error charged on Mike Donato. Charged to Alex Gregory, so Donato Reaches on the first error committed this ball game by either team.
Ryan Semenuk from White
It's only
Cars
Gregory's fourth error of the season.
of Charlotte, North
Well, that puts the go-ahead run on for Ryan Semenuk. As Donato takes the lead at first, Holly from the stretch. The pitch to Semenuk. Grounded on the right side, charging hard as Meehan. Gloves, throws the first to his left, in time to get him. And with 2 outs now, SteepleCats have a runner in scoring position as Donato advances second base.
Now, you mentioned the SteepleCats a better team than their record would indicate. A lot of that coming after that July 4th game against Danbury. Set a .262 average overall in the season. They're hitting .297 as a team since the 4th of July.
Pitching staff, fourth best in the league at 3.63 team ERA, ahead of majority of the league, including Newport. The pitch, swinging a foul tip into the mitt, strike one. The leadoff man, John Malloy, bats here with 2 outs and runner at second. SteepleCats, 18-21. The staff has recorded 305 strikeouts. That is good for fourth in the league. Behind Torrington, Keene, of course, Newport was 383, on pace for an all-time NACBL record. 0-1 pitch is swung on, hit high in the air to shallow left. In comes Conley, out goes Cunningham. Conley calls for it, makes the catch for the out, retires the side. The error is harmless here in the second. We're through an inning and a half from Cardines Field. It's the Newport Gulls 2, the North Adams SteepleCats 2. We're knotted here on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Knotted at 2, we go to the last of the second here at Cardines Field. Between the Newport Gulls and the North Adams SteepleCats. Newport leads the season series 4-1, but the SteepleCats did take the last contest, earning their only shutout of the Newport Gulls this season, 5-0. Not easy to shut out the hardest hitting team in the NACBL. Newport, with a .284 team batting average, is best in the league. At one point, it was up to .295. That was just 1 week ago.
Although, if anybody is going to do it, it's not surprising that it was Tim Boyce.
Boyce has just been absolutely outstanding this season. Leading off here for Newport will be Cody Grisham, who fouls the first pitch for strike one. Grisham, starting at shortstop ever since the Gulls lost Kenny Socorro for the time being. Socorro had to head back home for family reasons in Miami.
A foul tip caught catcher Cody Stanley.
And the SteepleCats, a very, very thin bench, cannot afford to have any sort of serious injury. And one thing Cody was saying, and it looks like it hit him on the upper thigh, he actually has a pretty bad sunburn on the upper thigh right now. So, you know, you get a foul ball that catches you. I mean, sunburn is painful to begin with. Then you get a foul ball that comes back and catches you on an area where you are sunburnt. It is just not going to be a very fun feeling whatsoever.
Former SteepleCat and turned assistant coach Sean Conley is out here for a few words with the North Adams catcher. Now Norm Provost, the Gulls head trainer, comes out as well.
Might have hit him in the extreme lower abdomen, if you want to put it diplomatically.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, Cody has been a magnet for that, if that is the area. That would be the third time this season that he has suffered a foul ball in that region.
Well, the way his teammates are kind of giggling at him right now at home plate.
That would probably be, he was hit where he doesn't want to be hit. And as Norm Provost has a look at him, he's drinking some water there, just taking a moment.
Well, as we said, though, in all seriousness, the SteepleCats a very, very thin bench. Sean Parker is the backup catcher for tonight. He is available to come into the game, but you'd hate to use him in the second inning of a contest. And the only other bench player that North Adams has would be Brian Adams, but a little bit hesitant to use him after what happened on Sunday. Brian had a pop in his knee. Now, we found out later that he had microfracture surgery at the end of, or at the beginning of the Wright State season, and what we found out is that it was nothing serious. What it was more than anything else was a collection of scar tissue that had finally been broken through. So that was a good thing that he actually broke through the scar tissue. In the long run, that'll give him greater range of motion, but it's something where they're a little bit hesitant to maybe bring him into the game at least too early today.
Now the crowd gives Cody Stanley a little bit of a hand here as he returns back behind the plate. Play umpire Michael Smith gives him a pat on the head, and we're ready to resume action. Cody Grisham at the plate. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul, tip to the backstop. It's 0-2.
And that one fouled back his way as well. I'm sure he might have been flinching on that one just a bit. Who can blame him?
Grisham has been hot at the bat since being reactivated by the Gulls. His average back up to 222. Now starting his 11th game of the season. Missing the entire middle portion of the season. 2 homers, 3 RBI. Takes a pitch inside. Ball 1. Grisham 0 for 3 in game 2 last night. A walk. 0 for 2. A walk, a sacrifice bunt. Strikeout and a ground out. Did farewell against Lowell. Batting for Socorro as the next pitch is up and away. Ball 2, and the count will be even. Grisham went 3 for 3 against Lowell. Pair of singles and a double. 2-2 pitch from Norton. Comes inside, nearly hits him. Might have just nearly grazed the left shirt, or left sleeve of his uniform.
You got to wear that one right in the NECBL patch right there for Cody.
3-2 pitch is inside, ball 4. And now we've already seen 5 walks issued by Tim Norton. Gulls are the last team that you want in the league to give free passes to. That's how Newport won both games in that doubleheader yesterday. On the receiving end of 15 walks from Lowell and 12 from Manchester. The 15 walks, again, the league high for the season for any team issued. Now the top of the order in Kyle Road, who walked his last time, takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. He jackknifes out of the way and hops out of the batter's box.
Well, the Gulls came into this game with 175 walks on the season. Add the 5 tonight, you're up to 180. The on-base percentage was 372 as a team. I'm sure that's going up just a bit.
That leads the NECBL. A 1-0, inside, ball 2. All those categories, in fact, lead the NECBL. On-base percentage, walks, home runs, doubles, hits, runs, and average, of course. In games as well, the Gulls are the only team to have played and completed 40 games. 2-0 pitch is inside, ball 3.
The Gulls may be the only team to have played 40 now, but the SteepleCats will be the only ones, thanks to rainouts, that will have completed their schedule by tomorrow.
3 balls, no strikes to count here in Kyle Road. From the stretch, Norton, here's his pitch. It is on the inside corner for strike 1.
Well, one thing a lot of walks do, unfortunately, is create a long ball game.
We had a couple of long ones here last night. The game against Manchester went over 3 hours. 3-1 pitch, runner goes, and there'll be no throw as it's inside, ball 4. So Kyle Road walks for the second time tonight. 2 consecutive walks here in the second. 6 walks for Norton, and that puts the go-ahead run in scoring position here for Newport. They've only had 1 hit in this ball game. They've had 7 base runners.
Another thing it does is it really just lulls your defensive players to sleep. If you're an infielder right now, you just want a ball hit to you, some sort of action.
Pitch showing bunt is Meehan. He hits it foul to the left side. Meehan, who walked on 4 pitches his last time.
And you wonder if that had anything to do in the first inning on the ground ball that was hit by Melillo that Greg Van Horn had trouble fielding cleanly. Tried to rush the throw to second. That was something that had something to do with it, but first action that any fielder had seen at that point.
0-1 here, the count on Meehan. Showing bunt, he punched it up the third base line. It's a beauty, charging on Delgado. Gloves, throws to first. It's a little bit wide, but he sure brings it in. Sacrifice successful. Kyle Road to second, Cody Grisham to third. The Newport Gulls have 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out in the heart of the order up.
Well, it was a good bunt there by Meehan, but I don't really understand why you would give an out up when the opposing pitcher has shown a complete lack of command. He's walked 6 already. He's already walked back-to-back at bats, and you have Meehan go out there bunting on the first pitch and then the second as well. At least make him throw a strike before you just give him an out.
Now Mike Melillo takes first pitch up and away. Ball 1. Melillo grounded out his last time. Comes in batting .317, 2 homers, 28 runs batted in. Drove in a few runs yesterday. He's 3rd on the team in RBI. Behind Conley, the pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Michael Smith, the home plate umpire, does say strike, but even that's delayed. And then maybe a second after he says strike, he makes the motion with his hand. 2 runners in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch swung on, foul to the left. It's 1-2 on the goal. Second catcher.
You know, Justin, you had made the comparison to Tim McClelland. At least both Tim McClelland and Michael Smith make very vocal strike calls when they do call it. There's a Frontier League umpire who you kind of wonder and just kind of guess at.
1-2 delivery. Swing a ground ball right side. It's going to be field bobbled by Shore. He has a play, throws the first for the out. A run scores, and the Gulls take a 3-2 lead, but the crowd didn't like that call. And you can hear the boos. This crowd is furious. Mike Coombs out to argue the call at first base. Either way, the Newport Gulls take a 3-2 lead.
And that's a close play over first. And that's another situation where if you're Derek Shaw, you know, we talked about the fielders kind of being lulled to sleep. He gets that ball, not a very difficult play, bobbled it twice. And made it a very close play at first.
The first bobble was somewhat understandable considering the fact that it was a short hop and it was a hard hit ball, but then when he went to pick it up, that was his second bobble, and that's the one that made it that close a play at first. And you know, I think the fans here at Cardines Field definitely have a legitimate gripe.
Yep. Very close play.
Alex Gregory takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. So it'll be an RBI ground out. 3-1 for Mike Milillo. Next pitch to Gregory is inside. Ball 2, an RBI opportunity here with a runner at third, 2 down. Alex Gregory is 1 away from tying the record. Leads the league with 8 home runs. 40 RBI. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Let's see the replay. Oh, you couldn't really tell on that angle. I don't know what's going on in the control room. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the inning is over. But the Newport Gulls get the go-ahead run across on the ground out by Milillo. We've played 2 innings from Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 3, North Adams SteepleCats 2 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field as we go to the 3rd inning. Justin DeSantis has the play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Nick. As Greg Holly steps back to the mound for the Newport Gulls after another long half inning. He does have a lead, though. Misses wide with ball 1. That one is inside for ball 2. The batter's TJ Gregg for the North Adams SteepleCats, the designated hitter, standing in from the left side. He grounded out to the second baseman, Taylor Meehan, in his only at bat in the first. That one misses, or excuse me, catches the plate right. Bell tie for strike 1. It's now 2-1, as I will now have to make the same adjustment Nick did. Don't make the call before you see a signal. Here's the 2-1 from the big right-hander, Holly. That one misses high. It is 3-1.
Yeah, you kind of have to wait for the umpire to come out of his crouch before you can definitively say it is a ball.
Holly has thrown 3 of them. Here's the 3-1 to TJ Gregg. That one is blown right by the left-hander. Will even up, will be a full count here at 3-2. Gregg for the SteepleCats enter the game with a .238 average as a DH. Foul tips that one, the strike 3 as he swung right through it, held onto by Jack Murphy for the first out. It's the first strikeout of the night, the second for Greg Holly.
After falling behind 3-0, he just absolutely blew a couple of fastballs there by TJ Gregg and did a nice job there working his way back from being behind in the count.
A lot of fastballs from Holly. This one is strike 1. Over the inside corner to shortstop Johnny Smith for the SteepleCats. Smith walked and scored back in the first inning. This one grounded up the middle. Grisham to his left will field it. Over to first, Gregory with the catch for the second out of the inning, an easy ground out.
Nice adjustment there by Cody Grisham as that ball hit the mound and took a high hop for him. Kind of had to adjust the way that he was going after the ball. Did a nice job of that.
So 2 quick outs here for Holly. Cody Stanley will stand in from the left-hand side. He had the first hit for the SteepleCats. Singled in the first, stole second, ended up scoring. There's a breaking ball for strike one. Haven't seen many of those tonight from Holly. A good tight curveball there. Fooled Stanley. Holly's ahead 0-1. Holly winds. Throws the fastball. Stanley right on that one, but fouls it straight back. He's now behind 0-2. The catcher took a foul tip in the bottom half of the second inning. Took some time, but did stay in the game. He's now behind 0-2 to Holly. That breaking ball is down on the dirt, taken for ball one.
You know, we've often heard the term when you talk about basketball players calling him gym rats. Cody Stanley has the moniker of a dirtbag, somebody who just loves to be around the diamond.
Foul tips this one to stay alive off the plate and straight back. Will be 1-2. One of those guys that's there for early, you know, well, I can't say ground balls, he's a catcher, but to work with the pitchers, maybe take some BP.
Any chance he can get to be around a ballpark, Cody loves to be there.
Here's the 1-2 from Holly. The curveball is pulled up the first baseline. That'll be foul. We'll stay 1-2 and we'll do it again.
A very bright future, just a freshman this past season at UNC Wilmington, so a very bright future for Cody Stanley.
Here's the 1-2 from Holly. Fouled back yet again as Stanley puts together a good at bat. Fouled off 3 consecutive pitches. All fastballs after taking a ball on a curveball. Holly, the big right-hander, sets and deals again. This one, check swing. Did he go? They checked with first base umpire Hugh Kenworthy. He did not. We'll even up at 2-2. The shadows worked their way across the infield. Makes it tough for that batter. There's the 2-2 for Stanley. The curveball in the dirt almost hit his foot. Count runs full at 3-2. Second full count of the inning for Holly. Went full to TJ Gregg and struck him out swinging for the first out. Here's the showdown. It continues. Holly, the 3-2. That one misses just low. A very good at bat from Cody Stanley to work the walk. Keep this inning alive with two outs.
A 10-pitch at bat there by Cody Stanley, working the walk. As you said, a great battle between those two. You got to look at that play at first.
Like Derek Shaw just kind of bobbled it, couldn't get a hold of it. Very close play at first. Mike Lillo didn't agree with the call. So standing in now is Brian Delgado, the third baseman. He takes that one low and outside for ball one. Delgado, the third baseman, singled back in the first. Had two RBIs to give North Adams the early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks like Hugh Kenworthy had the call right in that play at first base. It was close, but looks like it might have had him by half a step.
Quick look over to first. Stanley back in.
As we noted back on Friday night, Cody will run 8 out of 9 with his earlier stolen base today.
As a catcher, that is a very surprising thing. This one grounded on the third base line. Just foul. That was a relatively quick call from Michael Smith, as it needs to be on a sharply hit ball like that. Looked like it bounded just to the left of the third baseline, right over the bag. Can't really see the base from the replay, but it was a very, very close play. The count will be 1-1 to Delgado. Delgado leads the SteepleCats in average. Came in at 386 before his first inning single. Running is Stanley, the pitch out. They read it perfectly. Throw down to second, and he is out. A great call from the Gulls right there. Jack Murphy guns down Cody Stanley. They read it perfectly, and they get out of the inning. Cody Stanley gets thrown out. Newport Gulls still lead 3-2. We'll be back with the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Gulls and SteepleCats in the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field on this lovely Newport night. Justin DeSantis alongside Chad Cooper and Nick Lima. The Newport Gulls lead the North Adams SteepleCats 3-2 as we enter the bottom of the third. Gulls scored 2 in the first as Kyle Rode and Taylor Meehan scored on a single from Alex Gregory. They added another run in the bottom of the second as Cody Grisham scored on an infield ground out by Mike Melillo. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Gulls will be Kyle Conley, the left fielder. It will be followed by Jack Murphy and Nick Santamoro. Tim Norton still in the game for the North Adams SteepleCats. Norton has thrown lead 55 pitches. I'm sure Chad will correct me if I'm wrong, as I usually am when it comes to pitch count. But
you always talk about how you're low. You're actually high.
I'm high.
You're high.
Wow. So what's the official count?
53.
53. Close enough for me. As this curveball, I believe it was a curveball, but it sails well over the head of Cody Stanley to the backstop to wake up the fans behind home plate for ball one. Kyle Conley struck out looking back in the first for the second out, what turned out to be a 2-run inning for the Gulls. We will look to reverse that here in his second at bat. Norton with the 1-0, bounces this one in the dirt, 2-0 to Conley. Norton has yet to find the strike zone or be relatively close.
The ratio is not good for Tim Norton, as one would expect for somebody who's thrown six walks in 2 innings.
This one just misses inside. A little bit of a check swing there from Conley. I'm sure he was looking for something to drive on that 2-0 count. Now has a 3-0 count.
56 pitches, 24 strikes, 32 balls.
Not a good ratio if you're the SteepleCats. This one is swung on and driven down the left field line. It will hook just foul into the bullpen down there, as we had players from both teams kind of ducking for their lives, as that one was hit very hard from Conley. Just curving foul down the third baseline. Will be 3-1.
Well, SteepleCats are going to do everything they can to try to milk, cajole, and find a way to get, if they can, 5 innings out of Tim Norton tonight. Then you use maybe Dan Benz or Donnie White afterwards and try to piece together this game. You figure with 2 games coming up tomorrow, 2 sevens, you got Nick Serino and possibly a staff game in game 2.
It's the 3-1. Now will be bounced in the dirt again as Conley walks on 5 pitches. He will head down to first base, bring up Jack Murphy, the catcher. Murphy received a walk in his first at bat. He's ended up stranded at second when David Cunningham grounded out. Murphy had that big throw to cut down Cody Stanley in the top of the third. Great call on the pitch out. Read the play perfectly. A great throw down to second. Stanley, a very good base stealer, especially for a catcher. Murphy stands in from the left side. Takes that one low for ball 1. Kyle Conley stands down at first. Conley on the air, only 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts, doesn't run often. There's an average lead down there. Norton sets and fires, misses high for ball 2. Infield at double play depth. They need to get an out any way they can find it. Norton continues to struggle finding the strike zone. Infield plays straight away. Murphy flinches at that one, but takes it low. 3-0. Murphy, a guy who doesn't get cheated on his hacks. Pretty much swings for the fences every time he decides to swing the bat. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Swings very hard. There's the 3-0. That one taken not even close. Back-to-back walks here to lead off the second. It's now first and second with no outs. That is the 3rd consecutive inning that Norton has walked back-to-back batters. And both times to start the innings, the Gulls have had first and second with no outs in all 3 innings. Scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. So Norton has avoided the big inning, but hasn't been able to put up a 0 yet.
And you figure with a team like Newport, the way they're capable of hitting, if he continues to walk batters at this rate, it's only a matter of time before that big inning shows up.
Nick Santamoro will now stand in from the left side. He will square to bunt. He gets this one down. A good bunt from Santamoro. Playing it is Norton. His only plays the first. He fires. Santamoro makes it close, but he is out on the sacrifice, 1-3. So the Gulls sacrifice the runners over to second and third, just like they did in the second.
And it worked in the second. It got them their run as the run scored on a ground out. And the way that inning played out without the sacrifice, the run might not come across. So it does turn out to be a good play, even with a pitcher who's been a little bit wild. Now, the thing is, the difference being, at that point in the second inning, it was the heart of the order coming up. Now you've got the bottom of the order coming up.
Bring up David Cunningham. He takes a pitch. That one is a strike from the inside corner. I disagreed with the move to bunt back in the second when they did it with Taylor Meehan. Gonna have to say the same thing. When your pitcher walks back-to-back batters, why give up and out? Cunningham behind 0-1. Takes that one. It bounces off the plate. Good block from Stanley. Will be 1-1.
I think you and I are going to have to agree to disagree on that one. I agree with you in the second inning. I thought it was not a good move then with the heart of the order coming up. Or I thought it was a good move then. I don't think it's a good move now, especially seeing what Cunningham had done his last time up.
Yeah, I'm sure he had the take sign in the first pitch of this at bat. He takes another one. Hasn't gotten the bat off his shoulder yet. He's now ahead 2-1. Cunningham swung at the first pitch back in the first. After Norton had walked Jack Murphy and Nick Santamaro, the bases were then loaded. Cunningham swung at the first pitch and grounded out to end that opportunity for the Gulls. He's now ahead 2-1. Runners on second and third. Cunningham takes that one on the inside corner for strike 2. Here's some displeasure from some Gulls fans behind home plate.
I don't know if the displeasure is so much with the strike zone as the fact that the calls are being made as late as they are, which opens them up for interpretation from the fans more than normally.
When you don't hear that strike call right away, fans assume it's a ball. That breaking ball misses away. That'll be 3-2 as the count runs full.
And one thing that a lot of these walks in this trouble that Norton has had finding the strike zone does is it lengthens the game.
Cunningham only 1 RBI on the year. He will take this one and drive into left center field of the gap. That one is hit high and deep to left center. It is out of here. David Cunningham with his second and third RBIs of the season. Swinging and driving that one, a 3-run home run as the Newport Gulls take a 6-2 lead.
Well, grooved a fastball there, and it's one thing to miss with a fastball. It's another thing to miss with a pitch in the strike zone, and he missed badly with that pitch in the strike zone, and Cunningham turned around on it.
Yeah, we've seen both pitchers kind of have the same problem at this point. The inability to get the secondary pitches over the plate for a strike just allows batters to sit on that fastball. Cunningham did there on the 3-2 count. This one is swung on, hit hard to the shortstop, right at Johnny Smith for the second out of the inning off the bat of Cody Grisham. A very quick at bat there for the shortstop.
And that wasn't a bad play. Unlike Cunningham in the first inning, that wasn't a bad play to swing at that first pitch, as you figured that, especially with the control problems he's had, then giving up the home run, Norton was going to want to get that first pitch over. Figured he was going to get a fastball, and Grisham swung at it.
Yep. So David Cunningham with a 3-run home run. This one is swung on, hit in the air to left field. That one will be camped under by Ryan Seminook. He will make the catch, so the SteepleCats get out of the inning, but not before more damage is done. A 3-run home run by David Cunningham gives the Newport Gulls a 6-2 lead after 3 innings. We will take commercial break and we'll be back with the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Chad Cooper will have your play-by-play right after this. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here to Cardines Field as Newport Gulls lead the North Adams SteepleCats 6-2 through 3 innings. And here with your play-by-play for the 4th, 5th, and 6th, Mr. Chad Cooper.
Thank you very much, Justin. Chad Cooper alongside Justin DeSantis, Nick Lima here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, as the Newport Gulls have taken advantage of some wildness from Tim Norton, scoring 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and they have opened up a 6-2 lead heading into the 4th. It'll be Ryan Delgado, Derek Shaw, and Greg Van Horn to bat against Greg Holly, who gave up a pair of runs on 2 hits in the first inning, but nothing since. Delgado had the RBI in that first inning, a 2-run single, the initial offering to him. He's popped up foul back behind the plate, now to play, 0-1, the count to Ryan Delgado. Delgado hitting at .397 as he stands in right now. No home runs and 16 RBI. His time is called just as Holly was going into his windup, and now he's going to ask for a new baseball. 0-1, the count remains to Ryan Delgado. From the windup, the 0-1 Curveball tapped back in front of the mound. This could be trouble as charging is Grisham at short, throws to first, a low throw. It gets through, and Delgado will be aboard on an infield single. That one was tapped to the mound, got by Holly, who was falling off to the first base side.
Yeah, just hit hard enough to get by the pitcher, but not hard enough for Grisham to have a decent play at it. Went for the bare hand, kind of an all-or-nothing situation. Looked like Delgado would have been safe even if it was a good throw, but it did get by first baseman Alex Gregory.
That's the third hit of the ball game for North Adams, who, despite trailing 6-2, has out-hit Newport 3-2.
First hit since the first inning for North Adams is the first offering to Derek Shaw. High and away for a ball, 1-0. Shaw struck out looking his first time up. Shaw digs in from the left side. Delgado will lead away from first. The 1-0. Smacked foul. Count even at 1-1 to Derek Shaw.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Nope.
I was just going to say that it seems like Holly has consistently challenged Shaw inside with that fastball, like you said, back in his first at-bat.
That's exactly where I was going with it. So it's from the the stretch, the 1-1. Foul back, and the count goes to 1-2 on Shaw.
Other action around the league today. Holyoke got Keene, a 7 o'clock start time there. Sanford playing a doubleheader at Vermont. They got underway at 4 p.m. The Embry a doubleheader against Manchester at 4:34. Twin Bills in the league today. Pittsfield's at Torrington. Pittsfield took game 1 of that doubleheader.
The next pitch is a bouncer nicely fielded by Holly. Throws to Grisham for 1. Relay to first. It's in time. 1-6-3 on the double play. Gets 2 outs. And the bases are empty for Greg Van Horn.
Very nicely fielded off the mound by Greg Holly. He threw a very accurate throw to the second base bag and was well turned.
You mentioned that Keene game. They gave us a score but never told us an inning. As Keene currently leading 5-3, but didn't tell us what inning the game was in. So Greg Van Horn stands in. First pitch to Van Horn is a breaking ball high, 1-0. Van Horn flew out to left his first time up. 6-2 Gulls in the top of the fourth as the 1-0. Called a strike, 1-1. This will be pitch number 70 for Greg Holly in the ball game. The 1-1 curveball clips the inside corner at the belt for a strike, and it's 1-2. Holly quickly with the 1-2. Fastball check swing. Did he go around? He did not. And the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holly with the 2-2. Curveball tapped towards third. Charging is Cunningham. Fields throws on the run. A high throw as it pulls the fielder off the bag. And that'll be an infield single for Greg Van Horn. So the second infield hit of the inning for the SteepleCats, and it'll bring up Mike Donato.
And another situation where it's really not hit that hard, and it puts Cunningham in an all-or-nothing situation. He decided to go with the glove and then transferred it over with a quick, hard throw over to first. Gregory had to come off the bag, jumping into the air to make the catch, trying to slap that tag on, had the ball bounce out of his glove. Probably would have been safe anyway.
Donato reached on an error his first time up as he smacks a sharp liner to Meehan at second for the final out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the SteepleCats leave 1. We head to the bottom of the fourth. 6-2 Newport. They're following this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom half of the fourth inning, and the SteepleCats are turning it over to the bullpen, as after 3 innings, Tim Norton's evening is over, as the SteepleCats will call on Donnie White. White appearing in his 4th game. No record, of 4.50 ERA. 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .250 off of Donnie White. Final line on Tim Norton, 3 innings, 2 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 8 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Taylor Meehan to lead things off. First pitch from White on the way to Meehan. And that is over for a strike. 0-1 the count to Taylor Meehan, who walked, who has, walked and grounded out. So from the line, the next pitch a curveball high, 1-1. White kicks and the 1-1. Low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Donnie White gets the sign. The wind and the 2-1. Fouled off and the count even at 2-2. As the text messaging system here in the NECBL in full effect right now. Just texted our score over to Torrington between innings, and hopefully we'll be getting a reply from them soon. The 2-2 ground ball towards the left side. Smith gloves, quickly throws on to first in time, and there's one away.
Way to give out all of our secrets of how we give the fans these live score updates, Chad. They probably figured we had some sort of sophisticated computerized network going.
Well, we do have a computerized network. I get all of the Northern Division updates through IM. It's Kyle Doro from Vermont and Brian Beto from Sanford, avid AOL fans as far as giving score updates. The first pitch to Mike Melillo is low for a ball, 1-0. Melillo is 0 for 2 today. One of those ground outs that he is hit into, producing a run. White kicks and the 1-0. Low for a ball, 2-0. Donnie White gets the sign from Cody Stanley. The 2-0, grounded towards third. Delgado plays back on it, fires across to first in time. A little bit of a wide throw, but Derek Shaw with that big 6'3" frame holds the bag, and there are 2 away for Alex Gregory.
And that the first time all night for the North Adams SteepleCats where they've gotten the first 2 batters out. Of course, Tim Norton had incredible struggles finding the strike zone.
Gregory once again on the precipice of NECBL history. Now tied for the league record in RBI. From the line, the first pitch to him is high for a ball, 1-0. He has 2 RBI tonight. Giving him 40 on the season. The 1-0, low for a ball, and it's 2-0. Bud Blair from Central Massachusetts had 41 RBI in 1998. Did Mark Malaska from Danbury that same year. This pitch is fouled off, 2-1 the count.
Mark Malaska went on to play as a pitcher in a couple of major league organizations, including the Boston Red Sox, Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time.
We do have an update from Pittsfield, or from Torrington actually, as the next pitch swung on and missed on the breaking ball, and it's 2-2. They are scoreless in the bottom of the second in game 2 of their doubleheader. And a Pittsfield win in game 2, and the SteepleCats are in the playoffs. The 2-2, low for a ball, and it's full of 3-2. From the windup, the 3-2 swung on and fouled off Gregory's back foot. So he has to take a knee on that one. You know, we mentioned the text messaging system. Nick, we are going to all chip in as Frontier League broadcasters and make sure that you have the unlimited texting plan. You are the leader of text messages, and we were lost last week. Absolutely, completely lost last week without them.
Top that off, my phone died during the doubleheader in Torrington, so even though I wanted to go over my limit and send them one text message out every couple innings, give people some updates, I couldn't even do that if I wanted to. That was awful. I tried to restart it on the bus on the way home. I had the whole thing typed out. I went to press send, and it said powering down.
The next pitch once again fouled off Gregory's leg as he's putting together a decent at-bat. This will be the 8th pitch here.
And he's now fouled the ball off both of his feet. A little bit of a look of disbelief from him as he kind of walked around after that swing.
You know, some batters will wear that ankle guard, you know, for the foot that they foul it off of the most. But
We're 2?
Yeah.
Gregory's having a bit of a chuckle with catcher Cody Stanley. They've both been beat up tonight.
Donnie White into the wind. The 3-2. Outside ball 4. Oh, the way this one's gone, what kind of an inning would it be if the SteepleCats didn't walk a batter? And with 2 down, the batter will be Kyle Conley.
Left fielder, number 26, Kyle
9 walks by
Conley.
SteepleCat pitching now.
Conley with one of those walks. In fact, the only batter who has not drawn at least 1 walk in a game, there are 2, Mike Melillo and David Cunningham. Cunningham has, of course, contributed as the next pitch is smacked into deep center field. Going back on it is Malloy, still going back at the wall, and that one will drop and dribble down the wall. Malloy was expecting a carom, and it's a home run.
A hit off the trees out there by ground rules. That's a 2-run homer. The 8th of the season for Kyle Conley.
I was waiting for the explanation on that one. I thought it hit off the top of the wall.
Well, there are some very weird ground rules here, Cardines, and that's one of them. Those trees are home runs. Even if they hang down over the fence, that ball might have actually hit the fence, but once it hits the trees, it is a home run.
Well, Kyle Conley homered off of the tree the last time that the SteepleCats were here on July 16th. And when that happened, that actually took down a branch of a tree.
Jack Murphy.
Now 8-2, Newport on top. As Jeff Plank going out to have a word with Hugh Kenworthy in order to just make sure of the call on that one. Jack Murphy has walked twice in the ball game, scoring last inning on the David Cunningham homer. From the wind, White with the first pitch to Murphy. Bounces for a ball, 1-0.
And you can see John Malloy in center field out there kind of throwing his hands up, wondering what the call was. I'm sure he'll be relayed it by manager Jeff Plank after the half inning.
White with the 1-0 up high for a ball, and it's 2-0. Donnie White gets the sign from Stanley, kicks, and the 2-0 fouled back as he got jammed a little bit on that one. 2-1 the count to Jack Murphy, 8-2 Gulls in the bottom of the 4th.
Kyle Conley now tied with his teammate Alex Gregory for the league lead with 8 home runs, and will take sole possession of second place for the league lead in the NACBL with 37 runs batted in. Now he's just 4 shy of the record himself.
From the wind, the 2-1. Little looper out into left field. Semenuk over there. He'll have to play it on the hop as Jack Murphy collects his first hit of the game, and the inning continues as it'll bring up Nick Santamaro.
You mentioned Conley getting close to that NECBL RBI record. He was a guy who got off to a very slow start here in Newport.
Right fielder, number
Since come on.
24, Nick Santamaro.
Santamaro in the ball game has walked and sacrificed. No official at bats today. White sets. First pitch to Santamaro is over for a strike. 0-1 the count to Nick Santamaro. Well, the road woes continue for North Adams. The 0-1 swung on and missed for a strike, and it's 0-2. If you don't count the first game of the doubleheader, which was technically a road game, even though it was played at Joe Wolf Field, since July 4th, the SteepleCats are 11-1 at home, but 1-7 on the road. It's from the wind, the 0-2. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-2.
That's quite the home road disparity.
And it was completely the opposite before that. It was 5-4 on the road and 1-6 at home. The 1-2 swung on and missed strike 3. And the inning comes to a close, but not before Newport puts on two-out runs on the two-run homer by Kyle Conley, and they'll take an 8-2 lead into the fifth. You're following this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The first pitch of the fifth inning to Ryan Semenuk is ripped out into left field for a base hit. And Semenuk, a leadoff base runner. Again, our thanks to Mike Radomski and Brian Delatch for that Torrington-Pittsfield update. I believe they said that Jason Martin homered in that one, so that would mean it would be at least 1-0 Pittsfield, as the first pitch to John Malloy is hit out into shallow center. Chasing after it is Kyle Rode. He camps under it and puts it away for the first out of the inning, one down. And I think they spent more time analyzing our game in the time that we were listening to them than they did their game.
I wonder how they got that score update.
Yeah,
You know,
I wonder.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I know I
rumor.
didn't send out a text message.
There is a rumor that there's a secret room, centralized location in the ACBL, somewhere in Massachusetts most likely, where 6 volunteers, force the pitch.
As the pitch is low for a ball, 1-0.
6 volunteers sit at computers every evening throughout the summer and sit there listening to games with a wire ticker system that goes out to all the broadcast booths.
The next pitch is swung on and missed for a strike, 1-1.
Like an AP wire for the NECBL.
A wire service in the ACBL, and the broadcasters get these messages every inning, an updated system, and it works fantastically. But that's a rumor, though. There's nothing to prove that.
Holly with the 1-1, bounces for a ball, and it's 2-1. You know, what's funny is, I realize I reference back to the Frontier League a lot. The deputy commissioner of the Frontier League, whenever he is at a stadium, has his laptop up and is simultaneously listening to 6 different ball games so he can update the league website if any team forgets to. So the next pitch is over for a strike, and it's 2-2 to TJ Gregg. Semenuk on first with 1 out. In the top of the fifth, 8-2 Newport.
That's a skill set that I would like to be able to enjoy. Listen to 6 things at once.
It's funny to listen. It's funny to watch, actually. The next pitch called strike 3. Gregg knew it, and there are 2 down in the inning. You know, if you ever actually do meet Kevin Rao and watch him doing this, and you actually listen, it amazes you how he's able to do it because it just sounds like the Tower of Babel.
Can only imagine.
Johnny Smith stands in. He is walked and grounded out, 0 for 1. Holly sets. First pitch to Smith is outside. Semenuk going. Throw down to second, and he is safe in ahead of the tag, and not sure about that one.
It looked like Grisham dropped the ball. He slid right into Grisham's hand. He caught the ball
here, and
but
the ball did trickle away from Cody Grisham there, and that's why Ryan Semenuk is able to pick up the stolen base.
Now Grisham a little shaken up as he took that cleat right to the left hand, the glove hand. Seems to be okay. He'll stay in the game.
And for Semenuk, that is his 7th stolen base on the year in as many attempts.
Well, that strikeout for Gregg. Newport Gulls now 386 strikeouts as a team this season. Their pitching staff are just 5 away from the NECBL record of 391, which is set by Keene in 2002. It stood for 6 years.
From the set, the 1-0, high and away for a ball, and it's 2-0. And speaking of those Keene Swamp Bats, they are in the top of the 9th already. That game can't have started at 7 o'clock. But apparently they are in the top of the 9th, and Keene a 7-3 lead over the Holyoke Blue Sox. It's from the set. Next pitch is popped foul, third base side. Giving chase is the left fielder Conley, and he'll run out of room. 2-1.
The official report out of Torrington. Pittsfield Dukes Dooley. Torrington 1-0. In the top of the third, a Jason Martin home run to left field.
And again, a Torrington sweep of that doubleheader, and the SteepleCats are in the playoffs. A Torrington sweep of that doubleheader, a Danbury sweep of their doubleheader against Manchester, and the SteepleCats locked down third. We have not gotten an update as yet from Manchester, as this is one of the few nights that apparently the Manchester people are not online. As we look to our left to Shane Donaldson, who, whenever we are in Newport, Shane does a magnificent job of keeping us updated on any games that we do not get text messages from, and Shane is telling us that nobody from Manchester is online tonight. From the set, the 2-1, low for a ball, snap throw to second, and Seminuk just gets back safely, and Murphy rips off his mask and is disgusted with that one. And the count now 3-1. Here's the replay. Seminuk might have gotten back in safely, but what made it look a little bit awkward is that he did not slide, and in so doing gave the impression that maybe he did not get back in time. Holly with the 3-1, spin back to second.
Okay, Tom.
It's from the set, the 3-1. Lifted out into left center field. Conley charging. He will not get there. That's down for a base hit. Seminuk being waved around. The throw is going to be cut off. It's an RBI single for Johnny Smith. And the SteepleCats cut it to an 8-3 ball game here in the top half of the 5th inning.
Now down by 5 runs. Would you believe that the SteepleCats have been out hitting Newport all night long? They've now hit Newport 5-4.
I would if
or 6-4.
I would if you knew the whole story, which was the 9 walks issued by SteepleCats pitching. Yeah, and it leads to a long game. As Cody Stanley stands in. Cody with a single and a walk in 2 trips today. He's 1 out of 1. The first pitch to him is a bouncer foul, first base side, 0-1.
And there's a situation where that stolen base comes back to haunt the Gulls. Grisham not able to hold on to the ball down at second. And again, the snap throw down by Murphy. Again, back into second safe through Seminuk. You don't like to give away outs, and when you give away an out and it leads to a run, it hurts even more.
The 0-1 bounces for a ball. 1-1 as Holly struggled with his command in the first inning, picked it up in the second, third, and fourth, but looks like he's struggling once again here in the 5th.
Again, it's the lack of command on the breaking ball. That last pitch down in the dirt on the curve.
It's from the set. Now Holly steps off. Nick, I don't think I have ever seen you without either a hat on of some kind, a hat or a visor.
I've had it on all day, folks. I had to take it off.
The next pitch is fouled back to the screen, 1-2.
That's a humid, sticky night here, and I had it on since 8 o'clock this morning. I had to pull that visor off and just go topless.
Not quite.
But
I'm
go
going
without
to
headgear.
move down a little bit further to my left now.
That's not what he meant, ladies and gentlemen.
From the set, the 1-2. Little flare out into shallow left. Drifting back is Grisham, and he'll put it away for the final out of the inning. SteepleCats get a run on 2 hits, no errors, leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 8-3 Newport. You're watching and listening to this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back, bottom of the 5th inning here at Cardines Field in Newport. Chad Cooper alongside Nick Lima and Justin DeSantis. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Newport. David Cunningham, Cody Grisham, and Kyle Rode. Cunningham has one of the 2 home runs in the game for Newport, a 3-run shot in the 3rd inning. Donnie White begins his 2nd inning of work. Throws a first pitch strike over the inside corner to Cunningham, 0-1. The next pitch is over for a strike, 0-2.
Sitting here looking at the baseball card of David Cunningham.
It's from the line, the 0-2. Curveball. This is high, 1-2.
His career notes, David is a strong defensive player with good hands. He was named the first-team All-Freshman SEC in 2008. He hit .319 with 7 doubles at Auburn.
So next pitch is fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2.
That was all as a freshman.
Pretty impressive, stat if you can be named All SEC anything.
Especially as a freshman.
from the windup. The 1-2 smacked out into right field. Coming on is Mike Donato. He is unable to make the sliding catch, as that'll be a single for David Cunningham. That'll bring up Cody Grisham.
Shortstop.
Justin DeSantis thumbs through his card set for Cody's card.
Just taking a nice leisurely look here. Probably passed him without even realizing. I'm not seeing one for Cody Grisham. Of course, he was away from the team for a little while during the summer.
The first pitch to Grisham. High and away, 1-0.
And head back to take a summer course.
So he was unfortunate in the fact that he did not make the Newport Gulls card set that we were given today. I believe it came out on Monday.
That's all right, I didn't make it either.
The 1-0, low and in, 2-0.
But without a Nick Lima card, no card set is complete.
The Vermont broadcasters get their own baseball card.
Actually, I believe Kyle said that he didn't.
Oh, really, Kyle? Kyle, I saw them give it to him. That's a lie.
The next pitch is inside as a throw over to first. I thought he told me that he didn't.
I was there in the press box when their game day operation director walked by and gave both Tanner Acevo and Kyle Doro, Vermont broadcasters, each baseball cards.
It's another throw over to first, and Cunningham back in safely. Well, you know what? We will get it. You know, we have the dispute. I will trust you, but I'm going to get the confirmation here. It is, by the way, still scoreless in the bottom of the fourth in Game 2 of the doubleheader at Vermont. Ryan LaPointe, the next pitch is low for ball 3-0. Ryan LaPointe from Sanford has held the Mountaineers hitless through 4, but has walked 5 in the ball game. The next pitch is over for a strike. 3-1 the count to Cody Grisham with David Cunningham on first base. Nobody out in the fifth.
I could be wrong. Maybe he didn't get one. Maybe he was just handed Tanner's card. Well, here you go. Here's your other broadcaster's baseball card.
The 3-1 bounce foul on the count full of 3-2. See if Cunningham goes on the 3-2 pitch, trying to stay out of the double play.
Talking about Kyle Doro, the Vermont Mountaineers radio man, veteran of the ACBL, two-time All-Star broadcaster, Manchester Silkworms.
Donnie White. Runner does go as the pitch is a ground ball towards short. Smith with one play to first. It's a little bit of a high throw, but held on to by Derek Shaw. So running the batter keeps them out of the double play. And it'll bring on the top of the order in Kyle Rode.
Center fielder, number 3.
Rode has walked twice and flied out. Well, you're right. Kyle did get a baseball card.
Serves him right.
One man who definitely did not, though, is Cody Grisham. Kenny Socorro is in the baseball card deck, his replacement. And then Grisham came back and replaced Socorro.
So Kenny Socorro was just in the right place at the right time.
He was lucky enough to be here during the time when the pictures were taken, yes. Somebody will have to mail him a set of cards.
Cody Stanley does not have a SteepleCats card. He got in too late for the pictures to be taken. Kyle Rode stands in. First pitch to Rode. It's a bouncer. Goes through White to Smith. Making the play to first is Johnny Smith. Over to third on the play is Cunningham. We're with 2 down. That'll bring up Taylor Meehan.
Yeah, that one taps right off the glove hand of pitcher Donnie White.
Second
Shortstop Johnny Smith still able to make the play. The ball was hit very sharply back up the middle.
That'll be scored 1-6-3. Meehan has walked and twice grounded out today. The first pitch to him is swung on and missed on the slider down, 0-1. Meehan, after being fooled a little bit on that last one, takes a couple of steps away from home plate.
And it's been a different look from White. Only one walk so far through an inning and 2/3.
Next pitch is looped foul, left field side and out of play, and the count 0-2 on Meehan.
The left-hander has been more successful at finding the strike zone, putting more pressure on the Gulls.
8-3 Newport in the bottom of the 5th. The Gulls with a runner on third and 2 down. White sets, and the 0-2. Bounces for a ball, skips away from Cody Stanley, but not far enough for an advance by Cunningham, and the count goes to 1-2.
Mike Timpson not in the lineup tonight after being ejected for arguing balls and strikes last night, serving a one-game suspension today. He will be back in the starting lineup in 2 days against the Pittsfield Dukes as we take a look at Cal Doro's excellent picture on his baseball card here in the press box.
The next pitch is a tapper towards the left side. Cutting it off is Delgado. Fires to first. In time for the out. Beautiful play there by Ryan Delgado. And for the first time tonight, the Gulls are held scoreless. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the 6th, 8-3 Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Ryan Delgado to lead things off for the SteepleCats as the Scorpions bring us back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network at Cardines Field. First pitch to Delgado, a foul tip into the mid of the catcher, Jack Murphy, 0-1. Delgado, a pair of singles in 2 trips today. Driven in 2 of the 3 North Adams runs with a single in the first. Holly into the wind, and the 0-1 for a ball, 1-1. Trying to get bluffed by a fan or two in the stands here. From the wind, the 1-1. Low and away for a ball, and it's 2-1. I'm starting to get deked by the fans now.
Very easy to do with Mike Smith.
The next pitch is skied foul. 2-2 has been waiting for the Irish fans to be heard from tonight.
And they've been eerily quiet. We just saw Killian Nolan, the group's leader, take a run around the bases in the in-between inning contests here at Cardines Field. One of his comrades defeated him.
The 2-2. Tapper back through Holly. Picked by Grisham at short. Throws to first in time, and there's one away. That'll be a 6-3 out as Holly never officially got a glove on it, although he left his glove on the ground, and there's one away for Derek Shaw.
The first baseman, number 20, Derek Shaw.
Programming note, we won't be on air at 6:05 for the pregame show on Thursday against Pittsfield Dukes here at Cardines Field. We'll be on at 6 o'clock.
The first pitch to Shaw, high and away.
A special 6 o'clock pregame show. We'll have some highlights of some of the most incredible plays we've seen this season at Cardines Field. So,
Shaw fouls the next one off, 1-1.
don't miss the pregame show on Thursday. If you're a Gulls fan, don't miss pregame show as the Gulls take on the Pittsfield Dukes at 6 o'clock p.m., 35 minutes for the first pitch. We'll come on early and replay for you some of the greatest plays of the season here at Cardines Field.
1-1 the count to Derek Shaw with the bases clear and one down, top of the 6th, 8-3 Newport as the next pitch is fouled back and the count remains, or count goes to 1-2.
Shaw playing pinball. That took about 4 caroms off the fencing.
Greg Holly kicks, and the 1-2. Curveball outside. Count evens at 2-2. The 2-2 high and away, and it's full at 3-2. The next pitch will be number 100 in the game for Greg Holly.
That's where I was going.
All right.
I was going to say, I dare to say the next pitch will be number 100.
The next pitch swung on and missed, and if that's pitch 100, why not go for 105? As they're 2 away as Shaw swings and misses, and the batter will be Greg Van Horn.
Second baseman, number 17.
Well, a split doubleheader today in Lynn, Massachusetts, as Lowell wins game 1 against the North Shore Navigators, 5-2. But North Shore comes back to win game 2, 1-0.
The first pitch, I don't know, do you call that just a bit inside or outside, as it went behind the back of Greg Van Horn and caroms all the way down the first baseline. I mean, technically I guess it would be outside because it would have to travel around the entire world outside in order to get that far behind him.
That'd
right?
be outside, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's kind of like the pylon in the NFL. It extends the entire plane of the earth, so you know. We'll call that one outside. 1-0 the count to Greg Van Horn. Either way, it's a ball.
Van Horn did not look very happy, glaring out at pitcher Greg Hull after that one.
The next pitch low for a ball, 2-0. Now, if you know anything about Greg, that's a lapse of more than anything else. The next pitch is ground ball wide of third, foul. 2-1, as Greg Van Horn is one of the kindest guys on the team that you can possibly meet, one of the easiest guys to get along with. The 2-1. Over for a strike, and it's 2-2.
Doesn't matter how nice you are. No one likes getting thrown at, though.
The 2-2. Breaking ball bounces, and it's full at 3-2. They said, why not throw 105? How about 106 right now? The wind, the 3-2. Ground ball towards short. Grisham's been a busy man lately. Picks it up. Low throw to first. And Gregory is able to hold on for the final out of the inning. SteepleCats go in order in the top of the sixth. We head to the bottom half. 8-3 Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Donnie White's first pitch to Mike Melillo is over for a strike. 0-1 the count to Melillo, who is 0 for 3 today with an RBI on a ground out. 8-3 Gulls in the bottom of the sixth. As White with the 0-1. Low for a ball, 1-1. Donnie White kicks. The 1-1 is high for a ball, 2-1. Big news around Major League Baseball today. Mark Teixeira has been dealt for the second straight year at the deadline.
How often do you see that?
Well, if it's David Cohn, it's every year, as the next pitch is over the inside corner for a strike, 2-2. So Mark Teixeira will be heading west to Los Angeles, not to the Dodgers.
Or to the Red Sox.
Well, if he's heading west, I doubt he's heading to the Red Sox.
Well, again, you go west around the globe.
Oh.
It's a long flight.
The count to Melillo. From the wind, the 3-2. Liner off White's glove as he put it up in self-defense, picks it up, throws to first, got him. Wow. That was a look what I found happy birthday play there for Donnie White. Here's the replay. Smacked right back. He threw the glove up in self-defense. And now everybody comes in to make sure that Donnie White is okay.
Trainer coming out as well. Thank God to get that glove out. That ball was hitting right for his head.
Yeah, that's a thank God right there situation.
That was a Bryce Flory, Matt Clement, Norm Charlton play ready to happen right there. And Donnie White's smiling and joking around out there, and I think everybody's kind of smiling at this point, so I think he's okay.
Looked like it at least deflected off the glove, got a piece of the glove. Wasn't direct contact with either his hand, his shoulder, head, whatever it did hit. He's going to throw a few warm-ups, but looks like he will stay in the game.
White throws a couple of warm-up tosses to Cody Stanley, and I think one warm-up toss is enough to satisfy, and he'll be sent back out there. Getting back to that Mark Teixeira deal, you know, when you first mentioned that to me, Justin, I was saying, well, I thought they loved Casey Kochman there in L.A. Casey Kochman was the one who was sent to Atlanta in the deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, as much as Casey Kochman is a very good player, I think you'd always take Teixeira over, you know, just about any first baseman beside Albert Pujols in the major leagues.
Of course, being a Phillies fan, I'm partial to Ryan Howard.
Yeah, there's another one.
The first pitch to Gregory hits him. As Cody Stanley walks right out in front of Alex Gregory to make sure that he does not do anything. And so Gregory is aboard. I mean, if you think there's no way there's any intent there on that one, you're not going to take out the fact that somebody just hit a liner back at you by hitting somebody.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to when Holly threw right behind Greg Van Horn, and Van Horn, it looked like he took a little bit of umbrage with it, didn't really like that, having the ball thrown behind him.
But on the flip side of that, at the same time, if you want to get somebody back for something like that, you do it on the first batter of the inning, not the second.
26, Kyle Conley.
That just makes it too obvious.
The first pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. And actually, if you're a SteepleCats pitcher, you have been warned 3 days before the season begins, on the first day of workouts, that you don't retaliate no matter what anyway. It's from the set, the 1-0. Swung on and fouled off 1-1 as there is a team meeting held the first full day of camp where all of the ground rules are laid out, including those that are not in the team handbook. And one of those is, no matter how much you may want to retaliate for something, don't, or your bags will be packed the next day. From the set, the 1-1, rounded foul, and the count 1-2 as North Adams tries to exemplify in the NECBL what sportsmanship is about. Gregory leads away from first. From the set, the 1-2, swung on and missed strike 3. So Conley down on strikes, 2 away, and the batter will be Jack Murphy, who was 1 for 1 with a single and a pair of walks.
19 of the Gulls really had tension with this season's Keene Swamp Bats. We had a bench clearing brawl up there in the 8th or 9th inning at Keene a couple weeks back. Imagine if those two teams were to meet in the championship series. That could be a very interesting series.
You know, and something that I think it kind of points out the fact of is you can have a rivalry, and I think the SteepleCats and Gulls and the SteepleCats and Dukes, and I'm not sure how it's going with the Gulls and the Dukes this year. The first pitch to Murphy is low for a ball, skips through Cody Stanley, but not far enough for an advance, 1-0. Is that you can have a rivalry, but not have animosity towards each other. The SteepleCats do not like the Gulls, in part because they haven't liked the results of the season series. But there hasn't been bad blood between the two teams. It's from the set. The 1-0, popped up foul back behind the plate, 1-1.
Talking earlier how Mike Tamsin was ejected last night for arguing balls and strikes. He's still trying to vie for that all-time NECBL batting average record. Tamsin right now at 423. That's 6 points shy of the 429 record, which has stood since 1997. We'll pause for the pitch.
It's from the set. White with the 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2.
Tamsin will serving injection suspension tonight. Will be back in the lineup to start against Pittsfield on Thursday. In that game, if he can pull off going 2 for 3, 3 for 4, or 3 for 5, he should have enough to beat that record by a point.
Now that's just a regular season record, correct?
That's the regular season batting average record of 429. Sent by Jim DeShane of Torrington, late 90s.
The 1-2 low for a ball, 2-2, and actually he's gone into a little bit of a minor slump lately. He's just 2 for his last 15. That started with an 0 for 4 against Tim Boyce on Friday.
Yep, we were talking
0 for 5.
We went into the game talking about how hot Mike Tamsin is, and then he went 0 for 5 that game.
Well, you know, it's interesting because the SteepleCats then sent Matt Adams down 0 for 4 the next day. From the set, the 2-2. Swung on and missed. The ball is boxed by Stanley, picks it up, throws to first in time for the out, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Nick Lima with the play-by-play when we return. 8-3 Newport heading to the 7th. You're watching and listening to this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. New pitcher on the mound. Some other defensive changes here as we go to the 7th inning. An 8-3 lead for the Newport Gulls. So send Kevin Moran to the mound. Moran will be making his 11th appearance of the season. He has 4 starts. He's 2-2 with 6.23 earned run average. He's worked 30-plus innings, allowing 39 hits, 26 runs, 21 of them earned. He's walked 13, struck out 26. Allowed a team-high 11 doubles, 2 home runs. Opponents hitting .305 against the right-hander Moran. Other defensive changes in. David Poutier would take over for Taylor Meehan at second base. And in right field, Nick Cinnamaro pulled in favor of Joey Manning. So here, late point in the season, just Really a game to go after tonight. Mike Coombs giving a couple of his bench players an opportunity to get into this one. Each of those had playing time yesterday in the doubleheader. The Gulls swept against Lowell and Manchester.
SteepleCats have a doubleheader tomorrow against Pittsfield. It'll be Nick Serino to the hill in Game 1. If Game 2 has playoff implications, meaning if Game 2 is necessary for North Adams to make it into the playoffs, there's a chance that Tim Boyce will start that game. Otherwise, it'll either be Dan Benz or Derek Shaw getting the start.
So Kevin Moran gets set to work against the leadoff batter in the inning here for the SteepleCats. Mike Donato. Donato 0 for 2, reaching an error line to second. Takes the first pitch fastball in there for strike 1 down the middle. Moran has spots of wildness, for the most part fairly solid for Newport this season. The 0-1 pitch is outside. 1-1. Been roughed up in a couple of starts he's made. Ball on a strike to count here on Donato, who will be followed by Seminook and then Malloy.
We have an update for you from Torrington.
Pitch is skipping in there. Did he go? No, he didn't, says Hugh Kennedy. It's ball 2.
As the Pittsfield Dukes now lead 3-0 over Torrington. That game in the bottom of the 4th inning from Fusinich Park in Torrington. Again, a Dukes win and the SteepleCats in the playoffs.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. He loses his bat. It flies all the way to the player entrance to the left of the backstop. Counts even.
Well, it's not July 24th, so I believe I can recommend pine tar. That's something that you never recommend to any player on that date, particularly anybody in Kansas City.
Outfield's playing very deep here for Donato. 2-2 delivery. Swing and drive down the right field line, but it's hooking foul and out of play. Lands right where my car is parked. Well, it's not the season finale, so it won't be hit. My car will be hit on Thursday. I can guarantee you that, folks. It was hit 2 years in a row, 2006 and 2007 in the regular season finale here at Cardines Field. The 2-2 pitch comes inside, ball 3. The count's worked full.
Well, we actually haven't challenged the satellite dish upon the pub in right field foul territory, which I actually learned a couple of days ago that is, I believe that is owned by a former member of the Boston Celtics.
That would be correct.
As the College of St. Rose basketball coach Brian Bury seems to know pretty much everyone. And when I went over to Albany a couple of days ago, said hi to him as he was running a basketball camp and said, you know, do you guys by any chance play Newport? Said, yeah, we're heading down there on Friday, and he told me the story about the pub.
Payoff pitch from Kevin Moran. Swung on, foul tip to the backstop. It's actually lost. The pitch, throw to first in time. A strikeout swinging. Looked like he got a piece of it. It was actually off the catcher's equipment. Donato swung through it. It got by Jack Murphy, but he played the carom off the backstop and threw a bullet to first to get him in plenty of time. A strikeout, 2-3.
Update for you from Vermont. Sanford has gone up 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 2-run double by Anthony D'Alfonso.
First pitch swinging, a ground ball bouncer. Shortstop has it. Grisham behind the second base bag, throws to first, gets him by a step. Brian Seminook retired on a first pitch swing, a 6-3 ground out, and there's 2 down. Good play by Cody.
Yeah, Grisham's having a great night defensively here for the Gulls. It's really probably the 3rd or 4th difficult play that he's made look relatively easy.
It's his 8th chance of the night. He's handled all of them flawlessly, 3 putouts, 5 assists on the evening.
Well, 5 strikeouts now for Gulls, pitching 388 on the season. Now just 3 shy of the NECBL record. 1-0, the count on John Malloy. Takes the first pitch ball outside the zone. He's 0 for 3, 3 flyouts tonight. 1-0. Swing and miss. Couldn't catch up to the fastball from Moran. It's 1-1. Fly to left twice. Flew out to center field in the 5th. Outfield still shooting him pretty deep here. 2 down, bases empty. 8-3 Gulls lead the SteepleCats. A must-win game for Newport. The 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Newport Gulls have one more must-win game left, and that's on Thursday against Pittsfield Dukes. Well, we're praying the SteepleCats do well tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch, ball 2 is away.
Well, it brings up the question of, do you enforce the tiebreaker rules for first and second? Because if so, if the Gulls well, actually, the Gulls have to win that one. Otherwise, Pittsfield has the tiebreaker 4-2. So it's academic at that point.
2-2 pitch. Changeup is up and away. The count's worked full.
So I was going to try to rationalize there and then realize that it would have been pointless.
Moran looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning here in relief. TJ Gregg waits on deck from the windup. The payoff pitch. Swinging a foul to the left. Lands on the intersection behind us. Bounces towards the Newport Marriott across the street. Haven't had an attendance report yet, but we will be above 2,000. Likely be the 14th consecutive game above 2,000 fans. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Number 2 for Moran, number 6 for Newport Gulls pitching. They're now 2 shy of the NECBL record. We are through 6.5 here from Carnegie Field. Let's pick up Newport Gulls public address announcer Don O'Hanley for the 7th inning stretch.
Our friends, the Irish Rovers, are welcome to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in Gaelic. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. I need something else and cracker. I don't care if I ever get that much. Root for the Gulls. They don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Seventh inning stretch time here at Carnegie Field. Newport Gulls lead 8-3. Back in a moment on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, next in tomorrow's night is done. Jerry Manning will lead off the 7th inning. Manning came in defensively for Newport right field to replace him tomorrow in the top half of this inning. Danny White out for another inning of relief. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Manning comes in batting .205, just presently last on the Gulls. Every goal above 200. 2 homers, 8 RBI, 3 doubles in the season. Drove in a couple runs in the doubleheader. The pitch is inside, ball 2 for a strike. Strike 1, 1-1 the count here.
We know what you meant. Manning had some terrific at-bats yesterday over the course of the doubleheader in both games against Lowell and the nightcap against Manchester.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball is high. That's ball 2, 2-1. Next at Amaro had gone 0 for 1, a strikeout, a sacrifice, and a walk. From the windup, the pitch from the southpaw is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Manning, batting from the right side.
Of course, that's probably one of the factors that led to Manning getting this at bat. Santamaro, left-handed batter. Manning, the righty.
White winds, kicks, and deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And it doesn't matter.
3 consecutive strikeouts now for Danny White here in relief.
Number 17, David.
Now we'll see David Cunningham. Cunningham's had a night, 2 for 3. Single, a ground out, and his first home run of the season, a 3-run bomb in the 3rd. Time gave the Gulls a 3-run lead as the pitch is very wild, goes to the backstop over the head of the umpire. It was a curveball that was released way too late. Or perhaps early.
I think it would be early because, then he releases it high and it sails.
This is late, of course, it goes
Spikes,
low. 1-0, inside. Taken for ball 2.
The analysis of pitching mechanics from the broadcast booth.
That's why we're up here and not pitching coaches, right?
2-0 delivery. Fastball misses inside, sinking on the inside part of the plate. It's ball 3-0 on David Cunningham, trying to get on base for the third time tonight. Left a 3-run bomb. Cunningham now has 4 RBI in this season, limited playing time. 3-0 pitch is a fastball. That's in there for a striker. Hitters count 3-1 for David.
And Danny White has been effective against the left-handed batters in the Gulls lineup. They're only 1 for 5. That one hit came from Jack Murphy, a single back in the 4th.
Pitch is in there for a strike on the inside corner at the knees. It's 3-2.
So after falling behind 3-0, Donnie White comes back, and it's now 3-2.
He winds, kicks, and delivers the payoff pitch. Skips in the dirt, ball 4, caroms to the backstop. A 1-out walk issued to Cunningham. He's on base for the third time. Now we'll see Cody Grisham. Well, that's the 10th walk issued now for the Newport Gulls. 3 consecutive games I've seen double-digit walks issued to Newport.
Okay, we have gotten an update. As you know, Kyle, with his Manchester connections, would be able to get us an update.
Never of all people.
Manchester wins Game 1 over Danbury 5-1. And he's typing. And tied at 1 in the 3rd in Game 2.
Last he heard. Cody Grisham the bat here, 0 for 2 with a walk. Line to short, grounded out. Hits the first pitch, bouncer up the middle, fielded on the hop by the second baseman, throws to first. And is in time to get him. 4-3 ground out. That was fielded very well behind the bag by Greg Van Horn. Front of the second base bag behind the mound is where he picked that one up. Threw a bullet over to first, get the hard running Grisham. 4-3 in the ground out. Now 2 down. We cycle around to the top of the order. For the 5th time tonight, we'll see Kyle Rode. He's 0 for 2. Pair of walks. Stolen base, a run scored. Takes first pitch high for ball 1.
And now, Kyle has heard to do. It is 3-1 Danbury. Still going to go with the 5th or the 3rd.
From the stretch, White, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is high. 2-0.
He's saying that Pittsfield has finished off the sweep. You and I have not heard anything to the tone of the end of Game 2, have you?
No, we haven't heard about that yet. That wouldn't be the best news for Newport.
Would be good news for North Adams.
2-0 pitch. Fastball is inside. Ball 3. So the Gulls hold on to win. That means we'll be tied up in the Southern Division standings. And if Newport sweeps North Adams tomorrow, Gulls will have to win against Pittsfield on Thursday. 3-0 the count here on Kyle Road. Takes a pitch in there for strike 1. Well, White's fallen behind a couple batters here in the 7th. They came back to strike out Manning. He did walk David Cunningham on a 3-2 pitch. Now hitters count 3-1 for Road. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the third base line, but it's going to roll foul towards the Gulls bullpen. And it's like Jeff Brown out there. Played a bad hop on the carom and went right through his legs. 3-2 on Road. 2 down. Runner at second. 8-3 Gulls in the 7th. Danny White from the stretch. 3-2. Ball 4 is inside. The 11th walk issued to Gulls batters tonight. Road is on base with his 3rd free pass. Now I'll bring up David Poutier for the first time. Poutier came in defensively for Taylor Meehan in the second, in the top of the 7th.
Another right-handed batter into the lineup in spot of the lefties. That leaves only Jack Murphy, the lone left-hander in the Gulls lineup right now.
Poutier stands in to face the lefty White, who comes set, checks the runners at second and first, and fires. Fastball grounded to the second baseman. Up with it, Van Horn has it, double clutcher, so it's the first. Plenty of time to get Poutier. For the out that retires aside, the Gulls straight up here. They've left 9. We're through 7 from Cardines Field. And once again, we don't have a winner in our Tigers TV crew power inning. Newport Gulls 8. And the North Adams SteepleCats 3 as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Go to the top of the 8th here at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls leading the Northampton SteepleCats 8-3. Trying to take the season series 5 games to 1. 6 outs left to get. Kevin Moran comes in for another inning of relief. Was perfect in the 7th, a couple of strikeouts. TJ Gregg, who's been fanned twice tonight, 0 for 3, grounded out 4-3 in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, looking in the 5th, takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. 6 Ks in the ball game for the Newport Gulls pitching staff. Now have 289 on the season. It's 3 shy of the league record. The 0-1 pitch is up and away. It could be set here tonight. We may have to wait till Thursday. We'll find out in the next 6 outs. Record that stood and held by the Keene Swamp Bats since 2002. It's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, and by the second baseman Poutier in the right field, the base hit. So the SteepleCats have their first hit since the 5th inning. Get their leadoff man on. So 1 on, nobody out. But Johnny Smith, 1 for 2, a walk, an RBI single in the 5th. Bats on the left side. SteepleCats want to get back in this one in the limited time they have left. They're going to have to play a lot of runs against the Gulls bullpen. Check on the runner at first. Greg dives back in. Smith now has 10 RBI on the season. He's the 9th SteepleCat to reach double digits in runs batted in. Strike 1 is taken by Johnny.
Batter is Jonathan Smith.
He walked on a 3-2 pitch in the 1st, came home on the 2 RBI single by Ryan Delgado. Bounced out 4-3 in the 3rd. Drove in a run in the 5th. SteepleCats have been held scoreless since then. Greg the lead at first base. Moran looks in, count 1-1. From the set, the pitch. Up and away, ball 2, throw to first, and it is wide as Greg dives in safely. Jack Murphy has one of the better pickoff moves you'll see from any catcher. Very quick in releasing the ball, but that time it's a little bit wide of the first base bag. Gregory couldn't bring it in. 2-1. Runner goes, taken high. Here's a throw down the second, and it is in plenty of time to get TJ Gregg. Another runner caught stealing for the Northampton SteepleCats. Check on the replay, and that was, right in front of him.
Man, I'll tell you, that was not an easy throw for Murphy to throw, not an easy ball for Murphy to throw on either. Down and away, had to jump out of his crouch to make a strong throw.
Base is empty now, and 1 down. The pitch is up and away, ball 4. Just as quickly as the SteepleCats lose a base runner, they gain 1 back. Now there's 1 out for the cleanup man, Cody Stanley.
The catcher,
You know, it brings up the question, why even run in that situation when you need base runners at this point in order to try to come back?
Stanley was caught stealing himself after walking with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. To end that inning, he popped the short in the 5th. He singled, stole a base in the 1st. He also came home that RBI single by Delgado as a first pitch is high, ball 1. Jack Murphy out for a word with his pitcher, Kevin Moran. So runner at first here, 1 out, 8-3 Gulls lead in the 8th. Northampton SteepleCats jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead in the 1st inning in this ball game. Newport was able to tie the score at 2-2. After taking the lead in the 2nd, Newport has not looked back yet.
That's kind of taking on the tenor of the July 16th game.
Similar in its pacing as the 1-0 pitcher swung on and missed.
SteepleCats took a lead in the top of the 1st in that one, and then it was a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. That was the big shot in that game as well.
Moran from the stretch. He fires the 1-1. Fastball high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ryan Delgado to follow. Heart of the order batting here for North Adams. Best opportunity to get back in the ball game right here in the 8th. Check on the runner first. A snap throw from Moran, but Smith is back standing. Johnny is 4 for 6 on stolen bases. 2-1 pitch. Misses a little bit low and outside. Another fastball for Moran. Hitters count 3-1. Surprised we still haven't received the official attendance report yet.
You're waiting for every last person to come into the stands.
Moran sets, kicks, throws. Swinging a foul off the screen. The count's worked full.
Shakes the camera.
Newport Gulls are just a couple thousand fans away from breaking the NECBL record for attendance. It could actually be broken here tonight. Now looking for a strikeout, particularly the Irish fans on their feet as always at the third base line. Moran from the stretch. The payoff pitch coming to the plate. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. There's the third strikeout for Moran, the 7th for Newport Gulls pitchers, and the Gulls now have 390 strikeouts on the season.
The third baseman, number 14, Ryan Delgado.
Is Ryan Delgado. Delgado 2 for 3. Drove in a pair of runs in the first. Reached in the 4th and bounced to short in the 6th. Takes first pitch for ball 1. Gulls pitchers now 1 strikeout away from tying the all-time NECBL record of 391 strikeouts in the season. Moran sets, kicks, fires. Swung on, hit in the air to right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Played on a hop by Kyle Road. Jonathan Smith stops at second. Delgado is on with his 3rd hit of the ball game. All of them singles. In fact, all the SteepleCats hits tonight have been one-baggers.
Number 20,
8 hits
Derek
total.
Shaw.
Derek Shaw will bat here. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Shaw, 0 for 3. It's had a rough night at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it to the left. Strikeout victim twice from Greg Holly, the starter, who has earned a win in this one. For the moment, he stands to improve the 2-2. Bounce into a 1-6-3 double play. Double up in the 4th inning.
It was a nice play by Holly when Shaw bounced that ball back towards the mound.
0-1 from Moran. High and outside. Well, the Gulls need to hold on to win here to remain tied with Pittsfield for first place in the NACBL South. I believe have swept that doubleheader against Torrington. After being swept in a doubleheader by 2 different teams yesterday, Torrington 1-0 and Keene 11-2 at Wacona Park. 1-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 2. You know that those 2 losses yesterday could be all the Newport Gulls need to hold on to first place for the remainder of the season. Pittsfield plays 2 times tomorrow against North Adams. 2-1 pitch. Throw down to second, and they will not be able to get the lead runner, Johnny Smith. Trails his way into third. The pickoff move from Jack Murphy went to second, but Smith was already more than halfway to the bag at third. It was dropped by Cody Grisham. I don't think he would have had a shot at him either way.
No, and it is ruled a stolen base, so Johnny Smith gets his 5th of the year.
5 for 7. Pitch was a strike to Derek Shaw. Runners at the corners. 8-3 Gulls in the 8th. 2-2 the count on Derek. Kevin Moran looks in, a check on the runners. He comes to the set. Law 2-2 instead of check on the runner at first. Hopping back on the bag is Delgado. 1 more strikeout needed to tie that league record for strikeouts in the season as Moran checks the runners from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch coming to the plate. Swing and drive, pulled down the left field line and out of play.
Oh, it may have crossed America's Cup way and hit the bus for the SteepleCats.
Parked over the Newport Visitor Center at the bus port. Across the street from the train station. a transportation hub across from Cardines Field here. There was talk about tearing down Cardines Field about a decade ago in favor of building a parking garage here. Can you imagine? And the Gulls moved here, and things have changed drastically, of course, since then. The 2-2 pitch swung on, ripped foul on the third base side. Really rips the net. That protects the fans, but the net holds on, forces the ball back onto the field. Runners lead at first and third. Shore at the plate, fighting off a couple of offerings from Moran, who comes set. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 misses low, and we do have an official attendance report. 2,629, 2629, the official attendance report. 26-29 the attendance tonight. It is the 14th consecutive night game above 2,000 fans, and NACBL record continues. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a drive down the left field line and out of play. Delgado was running on the pitch. We'll reset, do it again. Well, we may be the only people in this ballpark that know the Newport Gulls are about to perhaps tie the all-time league record for strikeouts in the season. Moran is one strike away from doing it. Delgado at first, Smith at third. Newport a 5-run lead here in the 8th inning. Derek Shore at the plate. Kevin Moran has a long look in. And now comes to the set. He's ready. The payoff pitch. Swinging a foul, pull left side. A 9 or 10 pitch at bat now here for Derek Shore.
Next pitch will be the 10th of the at bat.
Moran gets the signs, goes over them with Jack Murphy, the catcher. Now likes what he sees. He comes to the stretch. The 3-2 pitch is inside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. I'll bring Gregory Van Horn up, and Mike Coombs starts his way out of the dugout. He will make a mound visit here. That may do it for Kevin Moran.
Getting back to the attendance for a moment, that 2,629 figure tonight gives the Newport Gulls on the season 41,321. They are shy by 1,103.
Hold on, add 1,301 to that total because there's a 0 in the totals right now. That's going to be updated soon.
That's a new attendance record, 42,622.
Oh, it's been set here tonight. One record's been set at least. The all-time NECBL attendance record of 42,622. And that's going to do it for Kevin Moran. And why not, folks? We'll keep it here live during the pitching change and talk about some of the developments in this one as the 2008 summer season comes to an end. Just 2 days left to go here. You're going to wonder how many games may be scheduled for the league-wide makeup date on Friday. I don't know how many Torrington will have left to play.
Well, Torrington's got an awkward situation where they got to play at Holyoke on the 31st, and then at that point, I think it's a matter of coming and seeing exactly who it is. Seeing exactly whether those games are needed for the playoffs.
New pitcher for the Newport Gulls will be their closer, Dan Mahoney, coming to get an inning and third of work.
This is a save situation for Mahoney. It's a 5-run lead, but the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Did pick up a save, I believe, yesterday in that doubleheader against Lowell. Mahoney does now have 6 saves in the season. Looking for his 7th if he can get the last 4 outs. Bases will be loaded. Tying run in the on-deck circle for the Northam SteepleCats. Gregory Van Horn will be the batter when we resume in a moment. So the Newport Gulls have set the NECBL attendance record of 42,622. And I'll tell you what, folks, last year for the regular season finale, try and backpedal towards the 2007 statistics. Chad Cooper might beat me to it, who knows? No, I think I got him beat.
That's because I was trying to follow along with what was going on with Sanford and Vermont.
Last year's regular season finale saw an attendance of 3,293. So imagine if that many show up on Thursday.
Well, that'll just shatter the attendance record right there.
I'd put it at close to 46,000. Nearly would fill up Yankee Stadium.
It'll fill up several major league stadiums: Camden Yards, Citizens Bank Park, PNC Park,
Fenway Park.
Dan Mahoney enters the game here for Kevin Moran, third pitcher of the night. Moran responsible for runners at every base. Mahoney vying for his 7th save of the season, making his 15th appearance, second on the Gulls. 1-1, a 1.33 ERA, 35 strikeouts, and just 8 walks. A check on the runners for Mahoney. We're ready to resume play. Now time is called, though. Mahoney allowed just 3 earned runs all season. They came against the Vermont Mountaineers when she blew a save there. 15 hits allowed, 20 and 30 innings of work. Just 1 extra base hit. It was a double. Opponents hitting 203 against him. He fires the pitch. Fastball is high ball 1. Throws about 93, 94 miles per hour. We can top off at 95 with that fastball. Features a change up and a curve as well.
There's a major situation going on just to our north up in Boston right now.
Pause the 1-0 pitch. High.
John Lackey has no-hit the Red Sox through 8.
John Lackey, someone who normally gets rocked at Fenway.
Yeah.
And only 1 base runner for the Red Sox. That was Dustin Pedroia with a walk.
Wow. Bases loaded. The 2-0 pitch is inside ball 3. And Matt, well, that's actually that's in there for a strike. There's another late strike call from Mike Smith. Had to throw in 1 more on me. 2-1 the count here on Greg Van Horn. Nowhere to put him. Tying run the on-deck circle for the SteepleCats. Dan Mahoney from the stretch. The 2-1 delivery. Swinging a foul to the screen. Shakes up our backstop camera. It's 2-2. Now the Red Sox struggles continue at Fenway Park after having the best record in the majors at home. They've been struggling this week against New York, against Anaheim. Well, the LA Angels of Anaheim. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a count on Van Horn. The Gulls 1 strikeout away from tying the NECBL record for strikeouts in the season. Mahoney, a strikeout picture, comes to the set and fires a 2-2 breaking ball. As high on the count is worked full. Take a deep breath after that one, folks.
This is the most exciting play in baseball.
Bases jammed. Here at Cardines Field, the Gulls have set the league attendance record. A strikeout away from the league strikeout record. The Red Sox are being no-hit. The payoff pitch, swinging a drive, bounce to the second baseman. Poutier stabs, throws to first in time for the out that retires the side, and the North Island SteepleCats leave him loaded. Here in the 8th, do not score as Dan Mahoney comes on and gets 1 big out. A 4-3 ground out for Gregory Van Horn, who can't get it done. We have played 7.5 from Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 8, North Island SteepleCats 3 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, we got 2 defensive changes for you as we go to the 8th inning. Dan Benz enters the game as the new pitcher for the SteepleCats. Will be their 3rd pitcher of the night. New catcher Sean Parker, the veteran SteepleCat behind the plate. Chad Cooper, what can you tell us about Benz?
Ben's on the season. The overall numbers aren't great. 0-2, a 6.43 ERA, 12 games, 1 start, 14 innings, 17 hits, 15 runs, 10 earned, 12 walks, 15 Ks.
Benz will have to face the heart of the order here in Melillo, Gregory, and Conley.
His worst game came here in his only start, 2 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. As a reliever, his ERA is under 3.
1-0 pitch, fastball is missing. 1-0 now the count on Melillo, who is 0 for 4, but has driven in a run of the night. An RBI ground out in the second.
A little bit more of an update for you on that Red Sox game.
That's the pitch. Outside. 2-0.
As that score is 6-0, Angels on top. Again, it is a no-hit bid for John Lackey as he will enter the 9th inning.
From the windup, Benz's pitch is in there for a strike.
And John Lackey is able to throw 115, 120 pitches a game. He's at 96 entering the 9th, so should have the ability to finish it off, at least finish the game off.
Pitch from Benz is grounded on the left side, through for a base hit. Mike Melillo, the DH spot, has his first hit of the ball game. It is only the Newport Gulls' 6th hit of the night. Despite leading 8-3, taking advantage of a lot of walks issued by North Adams. Now we'll see Alex Gregory. We'll get another shot at that RBI record.
Alex Gregory.
He drove in 2 runs in the first inning, struck out in the second, walked in the fourth, hit by a pitch in the 6th.
Lackey actually had a perfect game through 5 2/3 before walking Dustin Pedroia.
Alex Gregory bats here as Dan Benz check on the run at first from the stretch at the numbers. Here's the pitch. Curve is missing inside, ball 1. Alex Gregory needs 1 more RBI to tie the NECBL record, which is set back in 1998. As Ben sets, kicks, and fires the 1-0 inside. He has 8 home runs in the season. His teammate Kyle Conley
for the game jersey. We're going to draw another number very shortly.
has tied him with his 8th homer, which came earlier in this ball game. 2-run bomb from Conley. The Gulls have hit 2 home runs tonight, one from David Cunningham as well. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a drive into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Alex Gregory has his 2nd single of the ball game. And the Newport Gulls are in business. 2 runners on here in the 8th and nobody out. So Gregory will have to wait until the game against Pittsfield, more than likely, on Thursday for a shot of that RBI record. Right now it's held by 2 players concurrently. Bud Blair of the Central Massachusetts Collegians, who set in 1998. Mark Malaska of the Danbury Westerners tied in 1999, 41 RBI in a season. Gregory again has 40. He's on at first base for Kyle Conley. It's 1 for 3. Takes a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1.
Excuse me. I was just going to say this is the 4th time this game that the Gulls have had first and second with no outs. It did in the first, second, and third innings. Of course, those were all on walks.
Kyle Conley drove a 2-run home run to center field in the 4th. They hit off the trees. Bounced back onto the field, but was a round tripper for Conley. His league high 8th of the season, tied with his teammate Gregory. Send him down the count now, 0-2. He's also walked, struck out twice. Benz looks in. Sets, checks the runner, and fires to the plate. Curve is up and away. 1-2. Jack Murphy to follow.
Pittsfield has expanded their lead on Torrington. That game now 6-0 in the top of the 6th, and Pittsfield's still rallying. Don't know if that one's going to finish before this one will.
It is a 7-inning contest, I believe. 1-2 pitch. Up and away. Counts even.
It is a 7-inning contest, so Pittsfield needs to get off the rally, and then they still got to finish off 2 more innings, or an inning and a half more, so likely that game will not finish before this one.
Runners at first and second. Nobody out, but 2-2 pitch is swung on, grounded through the left side for a base hit. Stop sign will be put up for Mike Melillo at third base. And on 3 consecutive singles off of Dan Benz. He's been greeted here in the 8th by 3 hits for the Newport Gulls. They had the bases loaded.
079.
It is shirt off his back night here at Cardenas Field. They're giving away a Newport Gulls jersey. So General Manager Chuck Paver reading the winning raffle ticket right now for that free jersey. I didn't win. Wonder what number is on it. Annual tradition here, giving away the jersey. Also Volunteer Appreciation Night. All of us were honored on the field. Sorry you weren't honored, Chad. The pitch is inside and low. Ball 1, Jack Murphy.
Guess that's the penalty I pay for not being a Gulls volunteer.
Don't get to be honored on Gulls Volunteer Night. 1-0 the count. Gulls have loaded the bases on 3 singles. Benz trying to work out of a jam. 1-0 pitch coming to the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Going for the grand slam on that swing was Jack Murphy. I believe he already has one this season.
Yep, came here at Cardenas Field, 2 straightaway center. Oh, if it did hit a grand slam, it would come an inning too late to win a free DVD of today's broadcast, courtesy of the Tigers TV crew, as part of our Tigers TV power inning in the 7th. I don't think we've ever had a winner in that. Bases loaded, nobody out, 1-1 the count. Ben sets, kicks, throws. Curve is in there for a strike, 1-2. Joey Manning waits on deck. 2,629 the attendance here, though about 1,800 fans remain. Expecting a sellout for Thursday in the regular season finale. Newport will play Pittsfield. So on track right now to sweep their doubleheader against Torrington. The 1-2 pitch. Curve hit hard up the first base line, but foul. Foul by just a few feet by the first base coach's box. Can't tell who that is coaching first over there. Of course, Ray Fuentes, Newport Gulls hitting coach, bench coach for the last 2 seasons. Took a coaching position at the University of Miami. He was coaching at Barry University, a big promotion for him, so he had to leave the team about a week early. We're missing him, but wish him the best of luck down there. His native Miami. 1-2 is swung on, fouled off the screen. Again, nearly hits a backstop camera position, but that camera's quite a trooper. It'll keep functioning for us. It's been knocked out once or twice in the past, though.
John Lackey struck out Jacoby Ellsbury, so there's 1 down. The no-hitter still intact through 8 1/3.
Well, that's as far as Schilling got. Fenway Park no-hitters, oh boy. Bases loaded, the 1-2 pitch. Outside and low, counts even.
It looks like Chase Reed, number 16, down at first base as the first base coach.
He'll be the game 1 starter for the Newport Gulls. Opponent still to be decided here at Cardines Field. We'll have game 1 of the postseason on the air at 5:55. First pitch 6:35 on Saturday. 2-2 pitch. Curve is on the inside corner. A call. 3rd strike. Jack Murphy goes down looking. And a big strikeout for Dan Benzia. Gets the first out of the inning.
And even bigger news, I believe the no-hitter has been lost. I've received a message via text message that Kevin Euclid, I believe, has gotten a hit.
Well, hold that thought.
We'll wait for confirmation.
I was trying to watch it on MLB TV, and apparently we're in a blackout area for that.
Oh, no. Bases remain loaded here. An 8-3 lead for the Gulls. Looking for more. Here's Joey Manning, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Couldn't make contact. Fastball that rode inside on him. Manning came in to pinch hit for Santa Maria after actually entering the game defensively in the 7th. Struck out to lead off the 7th inning.
And we do have confirmation after Dustin Pedroia singled to break it up.
0-1 pitches, low and away.
Euclid homered.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so the Red Sox are within 4 in the 9th.
That they are. Lackey's still in there, but figure if 1 or 2 more get on, it'll be K-Rod time.
Which is
Los
just
Angeles.
about automatic.
Yeah. Bases loaded here. 1 out. The 1-1 pitch coming to Manning. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and he's down 1-2.
Well, on a night of NECBL records here in Newport, they do have one up at Recreation Field in Vermont. A.J. Balsinde of the Mountaineers came into Game 1 and then also Game 2, his 25th game of the season, setting the NECBL record.
As a pitcher, 25 games and a 42-game schedule.
That's unbelievable.
1-2 pitch. Skips in there, but held on by the catcher. Good play right there by Sean Parker. Held on to that. Counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Bases still loaded here.
Previous record of 24 held by Matt Effelt from Concord in 2001 and Dan Grubbs from Holyoke last year. And of course, the Holyoke Giants.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dan Benz. So he allowed 3 straight singles. Now the Gulls having trouble making contact as Manning strikes out for the 2nd consecutive time. David Cunningham will get a shot here. Cunningham already has a 3-run home run on the night. Came back in the 3rd inning. He's 2 for 3, grounded out, hit that bomb in the 3rd, singled to lead off the 5th. Straying on base, he walked in the 7th. Bases jammed, here's the pitch. Fastball, outside corner, a called strike. Approaching the 3-hour mark in this one. Game against Manchester in Game 2 of the doubleheader exceeded 3 hours last night. It was a 9-inning contest. Regularly scheduled game against the Silkworms. The Gulls improved to 5-1 against Manchester on the season. 0-1 pitch is in there, missing in there, ball 1, as Parker does a good job to block it. Came inside on Cunningham. The no-no broken up in the 9th. Pejoria and Euclid at Fenway Park. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Cunningham with an ugly swing and a breaking ball.
Well, Ben started off the inning rough, but has the potential to finish it off in style right now.
A Gull leads on every base. Benz from the stretch. 1-2 delivery to Cunningham. Skips in there, ball 2. Well, he's either bouncing him in the dirt or he's throwing him on inside on batters and they're just swinging and not making contact. One or the other here for Dan Benz. 2-2 the count on Cunningham. Cody Grisham waits on deck. The bases loaded and 2 out. 8-3 Gulls in the 8th inning. From the stretch, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So after allowing 3 straight singles, he strikes out the side here in the 8th. He got Murphy, Manning, and Cunningham all by way of the K. We're through 8 from Cardinals Field. Last chances for the SteepleCats coming up. Due up in the 9th. Donato, Seminook, and Malloy. 8-3 Gulls lead it on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Dan Mahoney will be looking for his 7th save of the season here. It's a 5-run lead for the Newport Gulls, but he entered this game
One more try.
with the tying run in the on-deck circle.
9, 4, 6,
But it is the same
8,
situation
6,
as
8, 1.
Mahoney steps up here to face Donato, Seminook, and Malloy, barring any pitch hitters for North Adams. They trail this game by 5 runs. Newport needs this win to stay tied with the Pittsfield Dukes for first place in the ACBL South, who swept their doubleheader today against the Torrington Twisters.
Another number?
Last, actually, it's not
9,
quite a
4,
sweep
6,
as yet.
8, 2,
Last we had heard, unless you've got an
that's
update
right.
that I have not
I
gotten,
haven't got the update.
is that it was
is not a
6-0
final.
Pittsfield in the 6th in a 7-inning game. So we're kind of hoping that one finishes so we can bring you all of the scenarios, but I don't know if it'll finish in time.
So 8-3 to Gulls lead it here. Mike Donato steps up over 3. Strikeout, a line out, and a reach on an error. Mahoney from the stretch, the pitch. Swung on, driven deep to right center. Going back to center fielder road, looking up. It's off the wall on a bounce. He'll have to round first. He's going to try for second. The throw is not in time. He's in there sliding with the double. That's just a second extra base hit. Mahoney's allowed all season. First pitch swinging for Mike Donato. That was hit high off the wall in right center.
9, 4, 6, 8, 3, 3, 1.
Well, they're having trouble giving away that free Gulls jersey. No one has the ticket. We've gone through about 12 numbers now.
Put it on eBay.
That's what you get for leaving early.
Number 26.
2,629 fans, maybe 1,100 remain. So, yeah, it's what a 50-50 chance that one of those tickets should be the winner. A runner in scoring position here in Donato is at second base. Ryan Seminook at the plate, 1 for 3. Swings in the first pitch, pops it up, back and out of play. Seminook bounced out 4-3, singled, stole a base in the 5th. Scored on the RBI single by Johnny Smith. Ground out 6-3 in the 7th.
6, 8, 3, 4, 8.
Another number announced by Chuck Pava.
He's going to have talked as much as we have by the end of the night.
These jerseys are worth like $100. You think somebody would stick around for one? Put it on their wall and mount it. Where's the school? The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is outside. That was close. 1-1. Newport about to, well, I won't say it yet. You never know in baseball. Look what just happened in Fenway Park in Boston. As the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and John Lackey lost a no-hitter with 1 out in the 9th.
It is a final, however. The Angels did win 6-2.
Oh, so now they've defeated Boston 7 consecutive times.
And Lackey did throw a complete game in that one. And did I not say he can go 120 pitches? Sure enough, he threw 120 in the game.
On the dot, huh?
On the dot. Had the 2-to-1 ratio that you want. 81 strikes, 39 balls.
Well, the Angels are the team to beat right now in the American League. 1-1 pitches followed right back towards us. Hits off the press box roof. A loud noise is 1-2.
And just even became more the team to beat, trading for Mark Teixeira today.
The one thing you could say they were missing was that big power bat in the middle of the lineup.
And especially from the left side, Garrett Anderson doesn't provide that anymore. Teixeira can do that now and as a switch hitter and hit it behind Vlad Guerrero.
Mahoney from the set, the 1-2 pitch. Swing a hard shot, foul, third base side. Well, let's talk that Teixeira could be coming to Boston in a three-way trade that would have involved Manny Ramirez, but that didn't happen, apparently. Well, the trading deadline still looms Thursday. I believe it's midnight Thursday.
I thought it was 4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock.
Because ESPN has that Baseball Tonight special from 3 to 4.
True.
Hey, North Adams has the day off today. I know where I'll be at Thursday at 2.
1-2 pitch is foul again back our way.
I'll tell you one thing, Dan Mahoney's not fooling anybody right now. With a double from Donato, Seminoles put some very good swings on the ball.
Got another number for the jersey.
I think he's read about 12 so far. There's no
This
way.
inning.
Dan Mahoney from the stretch. Check on the runner at second, though. 1-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 2.
Well, one reason Mahoney's not fooling anybody at this point is all he's throwing is fastballs. I don't recall a single breaking ball in this entire sequence to Semino.
I believe he's thrown only 1 to Semino.
He did throw 1. It was up and away out of the zone. Mahoney did pitch last night, actually yesterday afternoon, so he's pitching on short rest. 2-2 pitch. Curve is swung on, fouled up the third base line.
946.
Another number right.
487.
I think we're going to set an NECBL record for
Raffle tickets drawn.
winning tickets that no one is here to collect the prize. You got to be kidding me. No one out. We're here in the 9th. 8-3, Gulls lead. Dan Mahoney pitching. 2-2 the count on Seminoles. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That will tie the NECBL record. 291st strikeout of the season for the Newport Gulls. And who else but Dan Mahoney to get the K that puts the Newport Gulls at the record mark. So the record that has stood for since the 2002 season.
Somebody's got it. No more tickets need be drawn. Somebody has got it.
Standing round of applause.
As Don Malloy drives one out into the right field corner.
There's the game.
That one's going to drop in the wall. A run will score. Throw to second is not in time. Crossing the plate is Mike Donato. That one drove well down the right field line. It bounced in front of a right fielder, Joey Manning. He couldn't make a play on it. It went into the corner. That easily allowed Donato to score from second, and now it's a 4-run ball game as Dan Mahoney allows his 4th earned run of the season. It'll be a RBI double for John Malloy. Drives in his 12th run of the season. And the SteepleCats are within 4 here in the 9th.
Maybe Mahoney was just distracted by the entire raffle ticket sequence.
You got to imagine. First pitch swinging and driving this ball to deep left is TJ Gregg. Kyle Connolly back at the warning track. He makes the catch, and the SteepleCats are down to their last out.
One more number.
Hold on, there's another number.
It's 9020.
Well, I don't even know what they're doing anymore.
How many jerseys are they giving away?
They should give me one if they give this many away.
Yes, sir, folks, we do have a winner.
Kind of, I mean, just do a silent auction, have the players give them signed off their backs.
They should just walk through the crowd and just hand to some random fan at this point.
Yeah, he'd done it on the way out, something like that.
Well, 2 outs here in the 9th. Newport Gulls have tied the league record for strikeouts. Mahoney looking for one more. First pitch is inside, ball 1 to Johnny Smith. Last hope for North Adams. Smith is 1 for 2 walks, an RBI single and a ground out. A runner at second, 1 run in the 9th. It's 8-4 Gulls. 2 outs, 1-0 the count. Mahoney from the stretch. The pitch. High, ball 2. Eight strikeouts by my count in the scorebook. Gulls had 383 coming into the game, now have 291, have tied the NECBL record. 2-0, comes inside, he jackknifes out of the way, it's 3-0. Mahoney doesn't have his best stuff here tonight.
Might be a little bit of fatigue from working on back-to-back nights.
It's likely it will be the last time we see him before the postseason, unless he's really needed on Thursday.
Well, you figure he's going to have a day off between now and Thursday, and also a day off between Thursday and the start of the playoffs, so it wouldn't be out of the question, especially if it means the difference between first and second.
Especially in a 1-run ball game, most definitely we'll see him.
The difference between first and second doesn't come into play so much in the first round as it does in the second round and not having to travel to Pittsfield twice. Or North Adams twice.
3-0 pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. That late strike call from Mike Smith has been getting us all night.
Not that you'd have to travel to North Adams twice, because if North Adams won their series, never mind.
It's too complicated, folks. Just look it up yourselves. The 3-1. Fastball is just a little bit low. Ball 4. 2-out walk issued to Johnny Smith, and Sean Parker will make his first plate appearance of the night. Tying run comes to the on-deck circle for the SteepleCats.
Yeah, and the tying run coming to the on-deck circle, and a person who's got the pop in this ballpark to knock one out, and Ryan Delgado, even though he hasn't homered this year, did have 11 home runs to lead the Foothill Conference last season.
Sean Parker has struggled this season at the plate, batting just 165 in his third season as a SteepleCat. Swings and misses the first pitch for strike one, can't catch up to the fastball. Parker, no homer, 6 RBI, does have the second on the team with 31 strikeouts. One more would give the Gulls the record. 2 outs, 2 on, the 0-1 pitch. Curve is a little bit inside, 1-1. Only having trouble spotting that curveball tonight. Third pitcher used by the Gulls, Greg Holly's earned a win. Kevin Moran came in relief. Mahoney got the last out in the 8th. He's closing it out here in the 9th. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, and the SteepleCats are down to their last strike. A league-wide attendance record all-time in the ACBL set here tonight. Newport Gulls on the verge of winning 25 games. For the 8th consecutive season, the 1-2 pitch. Swing a broken back grounder up the middle. Stabbed by Poutier, flips the second for the force that retires the side, and the Newport Gulls defeat the North Adams SteepleCats, improve to 5-1 against North Adams this season. As a couple records tied or broken here tonight. There was a back and forth game early on. North Adams jumped out to an early lead. Newport fought their way back, took a lead, and then held it for the rest of the ball game, defeating the North Adams SteepleCats 8-4, the final score. Don't go away. The Newport Gulls post-game report coming your way next. We'll have much more still to come, and we'll be down on the field with our player of the game interviews in a few minutes. So stay tuned on the NCBL Broadcast Network. The post-game report starts in just a few moments. Well, back here now at Carden's Field, that was Newport Gulls post-game report as the Newport Gulls hang on to defeat the North Adams SteepleCats 8-4, the final score. Newport has fared very well against some of the Southern Division leaders this season. Finished the season at 5-1 against the Manchester Silkworms, 6-0 against the Torrington Twisters, and now 5-1 against the North Adams SteepleCats. Just one game remains for the Newport Gulls. It will be played here at Carden's Field on Thursday night. We'll be on the air with a special extended pregame show at 6 o'clock p.m. First pitch at 6:35. Don't miss it, as the Gulls will battle the Pittsfield Dukes for what could be the NECBL Southern Division lead and the regular season finale here at Carden's Field on Thursday night. Totals in this one for the North Adams SteepleCats: 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 9 on base. For the Newport Gulls, 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They stranded 12. The game took 3 hours and 7 minutes to play. Was watched by a crowd of 2,629. It was the 14th consecutive crowd above 2,000, which is a league record, and also set the NECBL all-time attendance record for a season at 42,622. That record set here tonight. Another record set as the Newport Gulls pitchers recorded their 291st strikeout. That ties the record, which has stood since 2002, and Newport Gulls have an opportunity to break that on Thursday. Alex Gregory drove in 2 runs and now just 1 RBI shy of the NECBL record for runs batted in the season as well. The win goes to Greg Harley, proves to 2-2 on the season. The loss goes to Tim Norton. He falls to 0-4. Dan Mahoney picks up his 7th save. I'd also like to say hi to David Awama, watching and listening to this game in New Zealand tonight on the NACBL Broadcast Network.
Not bad.
Newport Gulls Security Director on an international viewer tonight. So, Chad Cooper, season series comes to an end between these two teams, and North Adams SteepleCats did not fare well against Newport.
That they did not. As you say the season series comes to an end. I think for the SteepleCats, the season series could not come to an end against the Newport Gulls soon enough. A 1-5 record against the Gulls. That said, anything can happen in the second season, and that's all you need to know. It's a matter of getting in, and then it's what you do in the playoffs that really determines your legacy.
So the Newport Gulls improved to an NACBL best 15-5 at home, and for the 8th consecutive season since moving to Newport, they make it to that goal, always a target for the Gulls organization, 25 wins, now improved to 25-16 on the season. North Adams SteepleCats dropped to 18-22, retain third place in the NACBL South. Newport Gulls will likely be tied when this night is over with the Pittsfield Dukes for first place in the NACBL Southern Division. We're waiting on word from that second game as the Twisters play the Dukes. At last check, Torrington had a 6-0 deficit to make up late in that ball game. But Chad Cooper, there's a couple games remain for the North Adams SteepleCats, who will host Pittsfield tomorrow.
Yeah, they are the last two regular season games, both of those at Joe Wolf Field. The SteepleCats have won 9 in a row at home, and if they can sweep those two games, will lock themselves into third place and really put themselves possibly in a position to face Pittsfield in the first round instead of the Newport Gulls.
So, Chad, we may meet again in the postseason. If not, it's been a pleasure working with you and an outstanding job as always.
Likewise, Nick, and I will look forward to hopefully a postseason meeting between our two ball clubs.
So the Newport Gulls win it 8-4 the final. Don't go away. We'll continue with our Newport Gulls post-game report in just a few moments down on the field with our player of the game interview next on the NACBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back once again here at Cardines Field as our Newport Gulls post-game report continues. Nick Lehman and Justin DeSantis now joined by Newport Gulls player of the game, David Cunningham. David, congratulations on the 3-run home run tonight.
Thank you. I was just looking for a pitch I could hit, and just full count, got a fastball up in the zone, took advantage of it.
And that was your first home run of the season. Must have felt pretty good to launch that one and give the Gulls an impressive lead.
Absolutely. It felt real good. It's kind of a fluke. It's been a while since I've hit a home run, but it felt good.
Justin?
Well, it's never a fluke when you're all SEC as a freshman, but going back to that home run, or that bat where he had the home run, it seemed like the pitcher, Tim Norton, really couldn't throw any strikes. He walked a lot of guys, especially couldn't get the curveball over. Once he got you to the 3-2, it seemed like you really had to be just sitting fastball, and you really could get a chance to drive one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Just sitting fastball and got a pitch up in the zone. Finally got a hold of one, so it felt good.
And, all their starter was relatively wild, and then they brought in the relief pitcher, the lefty, and your teammate Kyle Conley had one go out of the park too. On a little bit of a ground rule and hits the tree out there, but a good poke for him as well.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. That was one of the highest balls I've ever seen, and still went out. He's just got a lot of power. He's a good player.
And on the other side of the rubber, you had the Newport Gulls. How many strikeouts did they have tonight, Nick?
Quite a few.
Quite a few, but they did tie a record with 391. The pitching's been outstanding all year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I haven't been here the whole year, but since I've been here, it's been plenty of strikeouts. Holly did great tonight. He kept us in the game and got a big win.
So, David, you did join this team late, but how have you been enjoying your stay so far here in the City by the Sea?
I love it. It's been a blast. The host families, the whole organization, the team's been awesome. My teammates, so it's been a lot of fun. And
looking ahead to the Pittsfield Dukes, will be coming here to Cardines Field for the regular season finale on Thursday. It'll be a battle for first place in the NCBL South with just one game to go. But thankfully, an off day tomorrow. I'm sure the team has a lot of plans to enjoy tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to Fenway tomorrow to watch them play the Angels. So I'm really excited. I've never been to a game there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, David Cunningham, Newport Gulls player of the game. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll be back in a moment to wrap things up next here on the NACBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here one final time at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Newport Gulls hold on to defeat the North Adams SteepleCats 8-4 the final score, improved to 25-16 on the season, and for the 8th consecutive season have 25 wins here in the City by the Sea. Newport Gulls also set the NACBL league record for attendance here tonight with 44,000 fans, a 2,600 fan attendance in this ball game as the Newport Gulls defeat North Adams for the 5th time this season, improve to 5-1 and get them in the Southern Division play and win the season series. Justin DeSantis, a final word for you.
Well, I just think we talk about the Gulls offense all year long. It's been fantastic, I agree. But over the last 4 or 5 handful of games, the key has been the starting pitching. The starting pitching was great again tonight with Greg Holly. Had yesterday in the doubleheader. Both starters went at least into the 6th inning. So if the starting pitching can give you 6 innings, limit the other team to 2-3 runs, you have a great chance to win, especially with this offense. And if it's been a great equation, if they can keep that going against Pittsfield and then again to the playoffs, they have a great chance.
All eyes will be on Joe Field in North Adams, Massachusetts tomorrow as the Pittsfield Dukes travel to North Adams to play a doubleheader on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tune in for that one before you come back here to Cardines Field to listen and watch to Newport Gulls baseball on Thursday night on the air at a special time, 6 o'clock p.m. the pregame show. The Newport Gulls will play their regular season finale against their NECBL Southern Division rival, Pittsfield Dukes. Will be on the air at 6 o'clock. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you join us then. Newport Gulls retain possession of first place in the NECBL South, now tied with the Dukes, who are on the verge of sweeping their doubleheader of the Torrington Twisters. Newport Gulls do win here tonight, 8-4 the final score. Let's pause a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight is Tom Lima. Our associate producer was Kurt Baylor, our on-site engineer, John Rayola. For Justin DeSantis and our statistician, Shane Donaldson, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. Gulls winning 8-4 tonight, off tomorrow. Back here at Cardines Field for the regular season finale on Thursday. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.
You live for that moment, one pitch, one swing. You see it in slow motion, you count every scene. And keep your eye, well buddy, keep your eye on the dream. First base, second base, go for third, called safe. Well, home plate's 90 feet, but you could steal it in a heartbeat. Keep your eye, well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. Every small town, red dirt, diamond's got a piece of your pride. Every crack of the bat makes you feel like a kid inside. Quarry dogs and SteepleCats, Twisters, Gulls, swamp bats, Mainers, Dukes, and Mountaineers, Silkworms, Westerners, Giants, All-Americans. It's a NEC